Sir, you can't say that about Jews.
Sawyer, shut the fuck up.
Sawyer.
Great, just stand up.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Shattered Realms episode. Today is episode 4, and Crispy is going to be covering the recap.
All right. Previously on Not Enough Dice, the Shattered Realms. While on our way to the cave in the north to retrieve magic cave water that should supposedly help with the missing citizens of Viorthrope, we discovered that our resident politician and covert wizard, Adris Thibs, is magically tied to the town by ethereal chains. After being interrogated by the rest of the party, it seems that Adris's memories are hazy to non-existent prior to the last 3 years, so much so that Adris couldn't even tell us his parents' names. In an effort to free himself of these chains, Adris attempted to use his own magic against them, and with a magnificent critical fail, he broke the chain and promptly knocked himself out. After getting healed up, Adris seemed to recall a memory of his childhood, in which he saw the mysterious blue beetle, which had previously been found frozen in magical ice. And then the party proceeded to experiment with the chains, learned that others could interact with them so long as Adris was holding onto the chains, and Jordan and Algar proceeded to help break the 3 remaining chains with little issue. Each one seemed to unlock another of Adris's memories. On the final chain, Adris falls unconscious, reliving a memory he kept from the party in which he was being interrogated in a dungeon about his association with some rebels. Hearing the scream of a loved one in the dream memory, Adris wakes. Now free of his chains and any unnatural compulsions to return to Viorthrope, Adris and the party set out once more to find the cave in the north. Party decided to camp at the cave entrance for the night, leaving Algar to keep watch, and partway through the night, a mysterious merchant appeared with a bag much bigger on the inside who offered to trade with us, few of the party getting deals before the eccentric merchant vanished into the night. Come morning, Adris ruminates more on his missing memories and chats with Panlin about what he'll do from here on out, and learns that some people have skeletons in their closets. Once everyone was prepared for the day, we set out to explore the cave. Party discovered a frozen fountain not too far in. Asa carefully approached to melt some of the ice into her water skin and avoided waking a nearby bear, only to discover a second, larger bear approaching the party from behind. A battle ensued, and the party dispatched the bears. We return now to our party, bears defeated, weapons bloody, next to the frozen fountain within the icy cave.
Yes, thank you for that recap. Today, M is not with us. She's not feeling the best, so she's taking the day off. With that said, Adris, how do you feel about being in the cave and the 2 bears you have just killed?
There is constantly so much going on in my head right now.
Mhm.
It's almost so much noise that it feels so insurmountable to think about everything that's currently going on that I feel like it's freeing me up to focus on the task we have at the present moment, which is collect this water that was spoken about, return to Viorthrope, and see what we can do with it. And then once that is done, I feel like I may be more free, have more real estate in my mind to tackle the other things. But for now, I'm so unfocused that I've looped around to being focused.
Okay. As you remain in this focused, unfocused state, you hear the cry of a bird.
Magpie. It's a cave. What? Wait, what?
Please roll a investigation.
Just Adris?
Just Adris.
It's a 14 investigation.
You realize it's not the cry of a magpie, but you don't know what bird it is.
A second bird.
Right.
This is my life now.
Hunted by birds.
Do you say this part out loud?
I almost would. And then I would look
Mhm.
around at the party who already thinks I am losing my mind. And if I were to say a second bird, I think they would leave me. So I decide to keep silent about this and let anyone else who heard the call draw their own conclusions.
Okay.
Did any of us out for the
Um,
call?
What are your guys' passive perceptions?
11.
11. Okay.
Oh, good question.
17.
11.
Okay. Asa is the only one who is also able to hear it.
Huh.
Can you make me a wisdom throw? Just a flat wisdom. The cry of this bird is unfamiliar to you.
You said the cry of the bird was not the magpie, but was it familiar to me?
No, it was not. You didn't roll high enough either. So
Just a random bird no one knows.
correct.
Feels like a lot of fanfare over hearing a bird. Surely that's not important. I was also attacked by a bear, and I'm sitting at 1 hit point right now. So I think I'm gonna go seek out some medical assistance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
you're
is
like-
how's
Yeah,
everybody doing?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Feeling y'all.
That is a lie. I am not good.
Come here, come here. I'll try and see what I can do. And the wee spider crawls out of Pan's sleeve again. 7 HP.
Back to full, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
Amazing.
Takes nothing to heal Andres.
Goes down quick, gets up quick.
I am beginning to grow fond of your mechanical friend.
Yes, it's quite a marvel, isn't he?
You'll
Do you have a name for him?
I don't actually. He's just
Think
been the
he-
spider.
Should get a name
Wow.
for him.
Not a bad idea. He's just kind of scuttling about in his hand.
I am all firmly for the idea of naming the spider. However, we are currently trapped in a cave, having killed 2 bears, searching for water, and I believe this should most likely be our first priority after everyone is adequately healed.
Agreed.
Well, I'm a bit expended, so I can't help anyone else, unfortunately. But I agree with you.
How is everybody else? Is anyone else hurt?
No, I'm alright. Still got that water pouch.
Okay.
Ah, yes, the water pouch. Do we think that is the cave water, or is it worth it to explore the rest?
I don't see why not.
I
We're
feel
not-
like
Terribly far from Fjorthrop. We could. As
Yeah,
I'm
but what if
about
we
to
get
say,
lost?
well, it is a straight shot.
I think Asa means like in the rest of the caves? Is that what you
Yeah.
mean? Gotcha. Bean.
I feel like we made quite a clatter during those bears, so I'm worried that I feel like if anything else is in the cave, it would have already, well, come to show its face.
Well,
Potentially.
Well, an idea, if we may. Layla and Algar, would you be willing to run the water we have? back to Viorthro while the rest of us continue to explore.
We didn't discuss who's playing Layla.
No.
Okay, this was my
Um,
way of sending them out so we didn't
Yeah.
have to.
I assumed M had sent info to someone, but
Nope.
M had
Talk to
not. So,
well,
if you're still in chat, can you let us know who you want to play, Layla?
Who you want to play with?
Me.
and I already have the backup of Algar at least.
I will state that Algar believes it is better to stay together and not split the party.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we really want to send our healer away, considering how this
Right.
last fight went.
Right. What
Well,
a
that-
ridiculous idea from me that didn't make it more convenient to not have an individual missing. It's fine. I'm not mad. Let's continue on the cave then.
Alright, if you guys will remove your individual tokens, and then Crispy, if you want to take care of the party.
Which way are we going? How are we going about this?
Well, we have several options.
So then your fairy fire is done, correct?
Yeah, probably. I believe it's only
Okay.
10 minutes. Whoops. Up to a minute. So yeah. well
Okay.
done.
Where do you guys want to go?
Continue eastward side.
I mean, we can check the front bit of the cave first, make sure that's all clear, and then see if and then go deeper in. You know.
Fair.
Oh, yeah,
Fair
it's not a bad idea.
Over to the west.
I would like to remind everybody that we aren't in no danger of being approached from the entrance of the cave itself, because my alarm spell will still be up.
That's good.
Good to know.
Kind
If
of
you
forgot
walk
that
us
was
forward
there.
here.
It seems to keep going.
Oh, something
Ah,
there.
well.
Well,
Back up.
Let's say we go a different direction.
Back up. Quiet. Nope.
Continue down this
I'm
way.
not
Yes.
doing that.
The
No.
bear does nothing as you retreat. Those of you with a passive perception above a 12 could see that it was hibernating quite peacefully.
Okay.
Good,
Oh.
good.
So
Was
maybe-
it the same species as the other bears?
So the bigger bear is a polar bear, but Roll20 does not have an image for it. But the other two are cave bears.
We want to continue down this
Yes.
way or the other path.
Let's go down this way.
Suppose we'll have to explore it all with time. We might as well just choose a path and commit to it.
No, it looks like it might link up.
Oh
anyhow.
yeah. Crispy, just try and move it like one square at a time. That way, like if something comes up.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Oh. Well, there's something.
Oh.
As you approach the edge of this ice wall, you see a small horde of the blue beetles that you saw before.
Ah.
You guys.
Well.
Do they notice us?
They're beetles.
If they do, they are not interested in you at all. So,
Okay.
I
Well,
would like to remind everybody that these are the things that potentially froze Amos and Hunter in place. I can't
Should we-
confirm or deny that, but we should exercise the utmost caution.
there's a little. Looks like there's a little entrance to our
Above.
up a little. Let's go that way.
Try that one
Just-
first.
Yeah. If we have to, we'll go through the beetles.
I'm. I'm not sure it was the beetles, more so the ice, but yes, caution either way.
I don't think we can truly narrow down.
Oh, there's another structure here, it looks like.
Yep. As you walk into this open room, you see a rusted iron chandelier hanging from the ceiling.
Hanging from the ceiling?
Yep.
Okay, can I?
About 30 feet up from you guys.
Huh.
Can I don't know, perception that, or investigate that, or whatever.
Sure,
the
you
check
can
would
make an
be.
investigation roll.
I think that might be a good idea, considering there is a
Oh.
chandelier in a cave, and I do not know much, but I do not believe chandeliers belong in
Oh,
caves.
Yeah.
I'll help you with that. I've
Perfect.
got.
Well,
a
neither
couple
do
of-
fountains, right? Fountains and chandeliers.
If you had
are
to
a little
pick one that was
odd.
more realistic than the other,
Yeah, the fountain's like, you could have been frozen over. But a chandelier, that's for a house.
Oh wait, perception? Oh, I thought it was investigation. I do not have proficiency in
oh, I can do
investigation.
investigation.
If that
Yeah,
works,
I guess I'm not really perceiving it.
Start digging about it.
It's up to you, sir. I can keep the rolls, and then it would just be an extra 5 on the score because my investigation is so much higher.
No, reroll for investigation.
Okay.
Yep.
Panlin, you're still helping.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Oh, sheesh.
Well, that's
Oh my.
So what are you trying to do
very
with
cool.
the investigation?
I am curious as to. I mean, I'm generally curious as to why there is a chandelier in this cave, but I'm more
Mhm.
curious as to roughly how old it appears to be, and if there is any. What is the potential source of light from the chandelier, and
Yep.
if it can still be lit, or if any potential for light has been removed.
Okay. The chandelier with that 24, the chandelier looks it looks weathered. You're not exactly sure the exact age, but close. It's over 100 years old. The candle holders, at this point have been completely frozen over. There's nothing remaining in them. There's no like candle wax or wick to provide a potential light source.
Well, there was evidently activity in here from something intelligent enough to put up a chandelier,
Mhm.
but it seems to be long gone. Or perhaps that's just the hope.
I'm sorry, I missed it if this was stated. How far up
About
is like
30
the
feet up.
ceiling? Okay.
Oh, the ceiling?
yeah,
The
the ceiling.
ceiling is about 40 feet up.
Okay.
Is there
It dips down in some places, but as a general rule, it's about 40 feet up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is there any evidence of like a gathering place or like a table?
Any
or,
other
like, where they
structures?
would have been like beneath or like around that area of the chandelier, or is it just a chandelier in isolation?
From what you can see, it is a chandelier in isolation. There are Elvish runes on it, though, for those of you who can speak Elvish, which
Oh.
I believe Asa
I believe
and-
I can.
Oh, I can as well.
Okay. Those runes state of a general tale of happiness and prosperity to the kingdom. It does not mention any specific names, but more of a in good times and good faith, things prosper.
Do I know if this is familiar to anything I've heard?
It's a tradition within Elvish royalty to have these types of chandeliers around the castle or like their house, if they have a big enough house. And that it kind of, it's like those live, laugh, love type signs that suburban moms have in their house.
Wait,
Suburban elves.
elves are
not gonna breeze
middle-aged moms. That's what I'm learning.
An ancient elvish live, laugh, love sign hanging on the roof of a cave.
Ah, hush, hush.
This makes perfect sense.
I understand completely. I think I got all my memories back now.
Anything else we want to look into here? Shall we carry on?
I say we carry on, but be wary.
Yeah, I suppose it's notable, but perhaps a piece to a puzzle that we still need many other pieces for it to make sense.
Oh, this is just another dead end, huh?
Well,
This is so. Why is there just a chandelier at the dead end of a cave? This doesn't make any sense.
nothing makes sense. There's a freaking fountain in here, and now there's a chandelier, and there's beetles in the front.
Okay, I have a theory. Chandelier,
Mhm.
fountain,
Mm-hmm.
bears,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
beetles.
It's another goddamn dead end.
That is the extent of my theory so
No.
far, but I will continue to work on it.
You think it's just Bears Beach Battlestar Galactica? I
What
don't
it-
know what that is.
What is
but
Battlestar
that
Galactica?
I have no idea. Trust me, it's just something that I made up in my mind.
Is Galactica the name
It-
of a god?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Perhaps
roll
a distant
it-
relative
roll
It
it
kind of
religion.
rhymes with the thing.
Hold on,
Roll
what?
of religion.
religion.
All religion.
I think I have proficiency in this.
I don't
Can we all fit through this pathway, sir?
know.
Sorry, I shouldn't have had
You have
advantage
to go
on that.
single file, but yes, you can.
I don't have advantage. Take the 21.
Okay. As you debate whether or not Galactica is in fact a god or not, Sawyer, you get a mental pain in your head.
Me specifically, like the player.
Mhm. Sorry, address. You get a pain in your head from the alarm.
I just had something go off in my brain. Galactica is a god.
Uh,
Also, our alarm
Really?
spell just triggered.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
One's here.
there's something left.
Concerning.
This time, everyone is able to hear the cry of the bird.
oh. It's that
Why is there a
bird
bird?
Uh,
Is it?
I think a bird just flew into the cave.
Oh.
My apologies. I didn't exclude birds when I named the people excluded in the alarm spell.
Wait.
Just like,
You're saying that there's something at the entrance of the cave now.
Yeah, well, a bird.
surprise.
What does this bird sound like? Can I, like, is it like an owl or is it like a vulture?
You can make a perception check.
Okay.
I'll give that. a
I'm
go,
great
so-
at that.
Sure. No.
Big 5.
Asa, Adris, Layla, do you guys want to roll for perception?
Okay.
You know, Layla
I mean-
probably would too.
I suppose. Just appears that a bird
I
has flown
did
into
the
the
wrong
cave.
thing. Pardon me.
Yep.
I didn't realize
Okay.
it had advantage on.
Mwah.
Do you want me to re-roll?
Or just take the 13.
Yeah, re-roll.
Okay.
Because roll from.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh!
Let's go!
Oh! Oh!
Okay.
Layla, by the way.
There you go.
Not Jordan. That was Layla.
Jordan sees nothing.
Jordan sees nothing. Layla, on the other hand.
Oh.
Yeah, so Asa and Layla are able to distinctly pick up on the type of bird that it is, and I will message them privately.
Boy.
Huh. It's an owl messing. What would one be doing out here?
What is it?
An owl?
Can someone also please roll for Algar?
What's Algar adding?
I
Your
forget.
perception?
Oh yeah, his character sheet is all messed up.
Oof.
I'll just roll a normal d20 if you know the number.
Yeah,
I got
that's
a
fine.
number. Perception is +2. I rolled.
21. Glad I rolled that on behalf of somebody else.
Uh-huh. Algar also picks up on the bird.
Great. That's useful
Um,
information. Thanks, Algar.
Weird. Would because I feel like Layla might want to know this, but like, would Layla know if this bird was native to this area and if there's like a concern of like what is it doing here?
Layla does in fact know that this bird is not native to Sokogari.
Would Asa know as well?
Yes. This bird is typically found in northern warmer wooden areas.
Okay, Layla would probably then tell the party
Mm-hmm.
that like I swear I just heard a night I don't know how to say this. A nightingale?
Nightingale.
Which is not native here.
Oh no,
Uh,
a bird
There.
flew a considerable distance and then into a cave. We have a village to save. What are we doing?
Exploring a cave?
Whose passive investigations are above a
Fine.
Mine.
Didn't even
above
say.
a 17?
Mine's a 17.
Wait, above a 17?
Above a 17.
You
Mine's
motherfucker.
17 on the dot.
You said investigation, right?
Passive investigation. Yep.
So that'd be 10 plus your investigation modifier, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then if you have proficiency, then add in your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, I have it above.
You have above? Okay. Asa notices that Algar tenses up for a brief moment at the words of Nightingale.
Ongar, are you alright?
It's fine. Think nothing of it.
Thank you.
I-
Somebody reasonable.
Shush, Adris. Hush. You know nothing of the Nightingale.
That is true and also offensive.
Well, be offended then. Nothing you can do about it.
Great. Thank you. Just so everybody knows, as someone who has cast alarm many times, it does not disappear when, for example, a useless, unnecessary bird flies through it. So it will still be up.
It's not unnecessary. It could be attached to somebody.
It's a bird. What are we doing?
A bird that is not native
I mean,
to
we
here.
stared at a
No, they don't-
chandelier for
what are
like
we talking
15
about?
minutes.
That's
To
an
be
important
fair.
piece of
See,
information.
Jordan, it's right. We stared at a fucking chandelier, and you're talking about a fucking
It's a chandelier in a
bird.
cave. What is more unrealistic to find in a cave, a bird or a chandelier? I'm gonna be honest. I actually don't know. I'm just using common sense here.
I suppose it depends on the type of bird.
What are we doing here? Let's stop talking bird semantics.
I think there's nothing else to
We're making
talk about.
conversation
This
while
is
we
just
walk.
a nice cave.
Bird.
Wait, so you just don't know about birds' address, like, at all?
I know what a bird
But-
is.
Do you?
You know what kind of bird it is? Mind you,
Not
that
that
you
one
don't have
specifically.
memories. You have
Are you
barely any
guys- are
memories.
you- Hold on, are you guys stopping to argue, or are you continuing to argue?
No,
as
we're
you walk?
walking.
We're literally
Okay.
continuing walking.
Trying not to fall because the floor is ice.
Yep.
So we're like stumbling around.
Yeah, you're walking at half speed. What's the walking order?
Middle.
Yeah,
I'm right next
anyone's
to Adrian,
squishy in
so
the middle.
I could
And how are you guys walking?
Carefully.
carefully.
No, I mean like, are you
Arms
walking
out,
in a
like-
straight line, or are you walking like in a cross, or like?
Really not walking single file, but like we've just kind of naturally created a sort of.
I mean,
line.
like a
Yeah.
2 rows of
a
3.
boat.
Wait, how many are there?
A bunch. Like you just
7.
grabbed.
Jordan would
Two
probably
rows.
be near the front.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess Olga is gonna be in the back.
Uh, Jordan, as you walk forward, you notice that the area in front of you looks a little bit lighter. And as you step down, can you make a
no.
dexterity saving throw?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
no!
No.
Oh no!
Oh.
The rest of the party watches as Jordan's foot sinks up to their knee through the ice.
Oh dear.
through the ice.
Well, don't step
Through
on
the
that.
ice.
Are we talking like
Maybe
a normal,
step
like
back.
broke the ice and there's water underneath, or are we talking like physically passing
Like, there's
through
nothing
solid
under.
ice?
Like, is my foot wet now?
Does
No,
Jordan have a
there is
foot
no,
serve?
There's
there's no solid ground beneath your foot right now.
oh, very much do not step on that. That is a hole.
Ooh,
And I'm gonna
get
try to
yourself-
like lean back and like pull my foot out back towards where like the solid ground was, or the more
Okay.
solid ice was.
Yep. All right. For this, I will need individual tokens. So I will
Good deal.
dread them out and place them.
Okay.
See, this is what we get when we get distracted talking about birds.
It seemed like a very
You
concerned
are.
bird.
It's a fucking bird that is
Village
native
is
to
go-
this area.
There are 300 people I'm trying to save.
There's 300 people in your village?
Roughly. I've never done
Your
a census.
village.
That's a lie. I've ran several censuses. It's 347.
I.
Oh.
So you remember the census? The bi-weekly census?
The census. What census? No.
Bi-weekly?
The bi-weekly census, yes.
Does your
Go-
population shift that
population.
often?
No, it was stagnant. I would
Yeah,
check our
census
population every
quota.
2 weeks for posterity.
Got you.
You have enough elderly that you need to make sure somebody didn't die in the night.
Exactly.
That actually would make sense.
All right. So where Jordan currently is fragile ice.
Okay,
Oh.
lovely.
But it
Yep.
wasn't water underneath.
Nope, it's just air.
Air?
Yeah, it's just air. Could like maybe
Can
one of
somebody
you try to
smarter than
pull
I attempt to
me?
pull Jordan out?
I'm afraid of putting pressure on any more ice and what might happen.
Okay.
We just tug Jordan back away from the edge, I guess.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay, well,
Are we doing that without a check?
Yeah, that's fine. It's
I mean,
not
it's-
that difficult to
Hell
pull
yeah.
Jordan out with
my
multiple
one
of you
foot's
helping.
still on solid ground too, so I can
Yeah.
push with that. Well,
Might I recommend we stick to the edges of the cavern?
Might be wise.
I'm
I mean,
kind
there's
of
definitely... Is
curious.
there...
Would it possible that there's something underneath that we would have to swim down to?
Oh yeah, is there like a physical hole
There's-
now?
There's a physical hole now.
Can I very, very carefully approach the hole and look down?
How about we
Yep.
tie a rope around your waist first?
We don't have any rope.
We do.
I have rope. What are you talking
I
about?
also
Just
have
because
rope.
you're
Like,
unprepared.
3 of us.
I'll tie some rope around Adris's like waist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually not that fond of being restrained, I'm coming to learn.
I'm not restraining you. You can still run away. It's more like
Well, I'm not.
leash.
keeping you from falling to your death. If
Then
this is
yes,
just
I
a
am-
giant hole.
I'm appreciative of that. I'm just learning some new things about myself.
Yeah, you'll be fine, buddy.
Hey,
I
you know,
guess,
these
like-
aren't optimal conditions to test out those theories either. So, you know.
Exactly. That's the point. Isn't there's just this sort of like magnificent beauty in learning more about yourself as a person, especially after you're free of all those notions of the past.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go look down into this hole now.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you go do that.
I'll approach like hands and knees, careful,
Yep.
all the procedures need to, and then I'll just like look down.
I did just
Okay.
recall something though that I believe Adris mentioned at the beginning of entering the cave. Can you even see anything? Because it's dark in here.
We have a
And
torch,
you're
right?
looking into
Yeah,
a dark hole.
No.
Someone gave you a torch.
Wait, did you?
I did give.
Okay.
Someone gave me a torch. I dropped my torch, but I assume somebody else has a torch.
Picked it up. And gave it back
You
to
another one.
Nah, most of us see in the dark anyway,
Um,
so we don't need that. It's fine.
Beyond the 30 feet of light that the torch gives, it is pitch black in that hole.
Oh boy.
I've
Throw the
decided we will
torch
not
in
be
the
going
hole.
down that hole, Asa.
Oh.
Throw the torch down the hole. See how far it goes.
Yeah.
How many torches do we have to burn?
I got like 9.
I will take a torch.
I think I got like 3 on me.
You
I
brought
don't
9
know.
torches?
A handful. Is
Yeah,
fine.
it's convenient.
It's a traveler.
It's called travel supplies.
You're not supposed to use them all at once, but you know, over time they only burn for so long, and then you have to replace them. You know.
I won't question it because it's very helpful right now, and I will chuck a torch down, and then I will say, I should have lit that.
Damn it!
You. Okay.
Is someone gonna hand Atris a lit torch?
Here.
Adris watches as, and the rest of the party watches. No, sorry, the rest of the party watches in disdain as Adris tosses a unlit torch down the hole.
Why
My
is
apologies. There is a lot on my mind right now.
this- What could possibly be on your mind?
I am on my hands and
Probably
knees
the
looking down the
bird.
hole. When I reached my hand behind me for a torch, I imagined it was going to be lit.
Usually, if it's light, it gives off a bit of a glow. Usually, a bit of a orange glow. You know.
And it
Yeah.
feels warm.
I understand what fire is. I still lived part of a life.
This man had
We don't know
torch.
how much you missed.
Just somebody hand me a torch, please.
And I hand Adris a lit torch.
Okay.
I drop it down
Yeah,
the
just-
hole.
You watch this torch just sink into the abyss, and it slowly fades out of your sight.
My God.
So we're not going to go there.
Oh, I'm guessing it's too deep then.
Yes. Well, I can't gauge how deep it is because the light disappeared before
Oh,
it
yeah.
hit solid ground.
Yeah, we're not going down that. Who wants to go
Right far.
flat?
Should we even stick to the edges? Should we just turn around?
I mean,
Turning back, I believe, is dealing with those beetles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who
the
wants-
thing is too with the beetles, like, if we grabbed one, could we possibly like see what's its deal? You know?
Well,
Are you
It
willing
doesn't
to
freeze
risk
us.
becoming a statue?
exactly.
I mean, but if we're finding the water anyway, that can supposedly make you not a statue,
Hopefully.
then we could grab the beetles.
Do we even know if that's the water?
It's an incredibly noble sacrifice on water that might not be there.
Oh, I'm true.
Also, the
Does
Can
anybody have like rocks or something they can just kind of toss onto the?
I have a
Nice.
stick? I can whack it.
Jordan, I've never wanted you to whack more.
Hi.
Well, I'm a very good whacker.
No, it shows. You're so proficient with that stick.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if I go closer to the edge of the cavern, like avoiding where the fragile ice kind of starts, if
Mhm.
it's more solid kind of around the edges of it, or if it all looks like it's just fragile ice.
Here. So the square you guys have discovered that square.
Okay.
Where would you like to go?
I think I would just kind of go, not there, there.
Move your
Like-
character like one spot where you want to go.
I cannot move my character.
We don't have control
Oh.
over our tokens.
That's weird.
Because he placed.
Oh.
I have control over mine.
Never mind. Satan's just the favorite child.
I am the best.
I can control mine.
So what to like go there and then like tap at like the ones there and see if they're like weak.
One's right here.
Yeah.
Those are strong.
Sir, did you make
They
a
have the-
minefield?
What?
Straight up, did you make a
Oh.
minefield?
No.
Okay. Well,
That would have been cool, but no.
Can I tap the square
Well-
in front of me and see?
Yep. The square in front of you, does, crack.
See if it goes to the wall.
So you're clicking on this one now.
Yeah.
That one remains solid.
Oh no.
And then
so are
just
I
make my
could,
way
like-
over to the wall.
This one and this one remain solid as well.
Single file, I guess.
single file and I can like reach with my stick and like tap at everything in like in front of me before we walk on it.
Sounds good. Do
And
we
then, like,
want
kind of-
a
Could
rope
I-
around you just in case?
That'd probably be smart.
Sir, could
Mhm.
I hypothetically cast Unseen Servant and send it in front to like apply pressure downwards on all of our potential stepping points?
Has to be able to exert some kind of force.
Now it has a strength of 2.
Do you have the components for it?
I don't need material components if I have a
Focus.
thing, right? Focus.
Focus.
Yeah,
No.
as long as they
Unlike
don't
Devon
cost money.
costs. Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm chilling.
Okay.
I cast Unseen Servant. Actually, no, I was gonna say maybe we wait 10 minutes so I ritual and don't burn a slot, but I am concerned about getting out of this cave as quickly as possible, so I think I'll just cast it normally.
Okay. Your shapeless servant sprains in front of you. What do you tell it to do?
Which wall? Hey, team, which wall are we going to stick to? Are we going outside the clockwise way as we continue to do, or are we cutting back into this middle port here?
I mean, if we want to try to follow a wall, we might want to try following this one.
Yes, that is my thought process as well.
If we want to get out.
Or
it
if we
seems
just
like a
want to try to
courage.
see if there's any safe path, we could just go straight through the middle.
I do have an hour with this thing.
Well, there's also like over to the other corner, back behind us. That one seems to go that way. Whereas this one, the one we're currently going, seems to curve back.
I will take your word for it. I cannot see that far.
What?
I have time. I shall send this invisible force, which I normally just use for tasks like writing for me or shoveling for me. And I will send it as far as within its range, like forward into this like middle area, and just get it to like push down on some of the areas of ice in the middle.
You're sending it as far forward as you can?
Yeah, I think it's like 60 feet.
Okay. As you send it forward, you can't really see it,
Yeah.
but you can tell that it just glides over the ice. And that it doesn't have enough force to push down and break the ice.
Bitch.
Well,
That's a spell slot, mother. You son of a.
plan A then of me and my stick.
Stick it is.
I think it is.
All right. Which wall do we want to follow, or do we just want to try to go through the middle? I feel like the further away from the wall we get, the less stable it's gonna be, as it is above a giant hole.
Bro.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I'm generally angry at things right now, so I'm going to let you guys decide.
You could always wait. Address. You had a thing up here, right? That's like invisible to all of us, right? We can't see.
Yes,
it.
I would have said this out loud. I wouldn't have just.
Okay. What if that thing picks up the blue beetles?
Interesting.
That's true.
We could have it do that, and then we don't risk ourselves. And see what happens.
This is very true, and I'm not opposed to that idea.
Okay.
Isn't there like a horde of them though?
I mean, are they
There
are they
also
tiny beetles or are they large beetles? They're just like tiny, like ladybug-sized beetles, right?
Yep.
Maybe slightly bigger.
Slightly bigger.
Slightly
Think more like rhino beetle.
That's a little bit more than slightly bigger, but
Okay.
Right, not a rhino-sized beetle, correct?
Correct.
I do not know what a rhino is.
Oh, it's the ones around the corner. I've not seen
I
yet.
might have a picture book for you, Address, when we get back.
I like picture books.
Good. I do too.
well,
Okay, so do we keep following this for now then, or do we go back and try that first?
Well,
let's just
I only
go
have this
back.
invisible friend for so long. Perhaps we should make that a priority. I know how important it is to stay together. However,
I s-
potentially, we could
Mhm.
have a couple of people scoping out the correct path and then rejoin us so that we don't have to leave, come back, and then come back again.
Well, if we went to
Sure.
the Beatles,
Considering the bears we've already found in this cave, I'm not sure how comfortable I am with splitting up.
We killed the bears. There are 0 bears left in this
there was
cave.
there was
That's
like
more-
one more we found, like two.
Why did nobody
more.
tell me?
No idea what's further
You
into
weren't
this
there.
cave.
Oh wait.
Well, there's that nightingale that's at the front of the entrance.
I mean,
That's a bird. That's a bird. Okay, beetles.
Well,
beetles
we
it
can-
is.
we can always. We don't. I highly doubt the Beatles are going anywhere anytime soon. Maybe.
This is true.
So we can just continue on our path now, and then later, when we have to come back at some point, right, to leave,
Very
we'll
true.
stop by the Beatles. And then if you don't have the capability to do it then, we'll rest, and then you will. Right? That's how that works, right?
This is true. I don't love the idea of resting in a cave. Also, did we rest in the cave for 8 hours while there were bears around the corner?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
I think the bears are also sleeping, so I don't know how big of a deal the bears are.
You know, honestly, we have all
As long as
gone.
they're
Like,
sleeping.
myself, we both don't need much sleep to get a full night, so.
That's great. Okay, can somebody give me a lit torch, please?
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And
hand it
it's
over to
lit
my.
this time, right?
Oh wait,
It is-
actually, Layla is just gonna, before the torch gets lit, is just gonna touch it and cast light on the torch
Perfect.
so that the torch is lit, but it's not lit by fire. It's just magical light.
Very funny, Layla. And also useful. Anyway, I'm gonna hand that to the unseen servant. There.
Mm-hmm.
That was my plan all along. To be useful and provide a light source ahead of us
Good.
in this
good, good.
cave.
Delightful.
You're welcome, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going deeper in, right? That's what we decided
Yes.
on.
I suppose so.
Okay.
So
Okay,
which
that was-
side do we want to cross then?
I assume probably this
Yeah.
way, and then we
That
can
side's
go
close.
Oh,
That side's
there.
got a full round, yeah.
So I will walk with my quarterstaff / walking stick out, so I
Mhm.
can kind of poke
Yep.
the ice before I ever step on it.
Okay.
I'll be keeping
Uh,
unseen servant 60 feet ahead of me for my own personal benefit because everybody else has night vision, but it'll make me
Yep.
feel useful.
Okay. So Jordan, can you move to each square that you want to tap on?
Okay,
Just one at a time.
just go to starting square, I guess.
Okay. That one is fine.
And then I'll just try to follow like the wall as much as possible.
Okay.
So I'm moving my icon every time that I tap something, right?
Yep. Yep.
Tap.
Fine.
I feel like I'm playing a weird game of like Battleship.
You're playing Minesweeper right now.
Tap.
You're fine.
Why is this so nerve wracking?
Can't believe this didn't make it into Squid
Tap.
Games.
You're fine. Is the rest of the party following?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Once we find the...
Just move in order with.
I'm gonna move the party
Could just
token
move
so
the
we keep
party
some light.
token behind me.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Actually, no, I want walking order. So,
Okay, fair.
I'm just gonna move the party token so
can't.
we have light.
I can't move Algar or Layla.
There, I updated it for you.
I guess they'll just follow behind.
Mm-hmm.
Tap.
You're good.
Tap.
You're good.
Fucking conga line.
Tap.
Starting to get uncomfortable.
You're fine.
Tap.
You're good.
Tap.
You're good.
Tap.
You're
Yeah,
good.
so do we want to move Layla and Algar out before we lose them in the darkness?
Yeah.
Lost in the darkness.
Oh, here, I can change it to party so everyone can move it.
Cool.
That would be great.
God, how come they have vision?
I have vision on mine.
I don't. Mine the
Oh.
Am I the only one who gets
Oh, that's my
left in the
bad.
dark?
I was gonna say when you were moving the thing talking, I was like,
Because I can't fucking see shit.
That doesn't sound like a me problem. That sounds like a you problem.
Tap.
You're good.
I'll also be keeping an eye out for when it looks like the entire floor has become the solid ice again,
Okay.
and there isn't like any real sign of the fragile ice or like the
Yeah.
lighter ice.
the rest of the cave were just tap, 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 tap.
Tap.
I mean,
You're good.
I didn't like the Tap.
Break.
Fuck.
shit.
Backwards. Are we gonna tap this one that's to the
Which
left
one?
of it?
To the left.
Yeah. that one.
Break.
Shucks.
Hey,
And
stay
tap
close
this
to the
one.
wall.
The one right next to you.
Yeah.
Break.
Cool.
Oh shit. Okay.
Everybody
Stay to
back
the
up.
wall, I guess.
Can we move
Well-
down to like this one here? Or is there not enough space
Yep.
there?
Okay.
Nope, you can move there.
I'm gonna tap that one.
That one's fine.
Okay. Just shimmy, guys.
Suck your gut in.
Suck your gut in. Because obviously this is not open space right here.
Nah, it's, if we suck our gut in, we're not forward heavy. Front
Tap.
heavy.
That one's fine.
Jordan is among the heaviest of us, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Full
Okay,
chainmail?
just making sure.
I think
Listen,
Algar would
I'm
be the only one
fine.
heavier.
Yeah.
Tap.
You're fine.
Tap.
You're fine.
Tap.
This is gameplay.
You're fine.
This is definitely Okay, and it still looks like it's all just fragile ice still?
As you have walked around, you kind of see that like more towards the center of the room seems more fragile than the outside. So the
Gotcha.
part ahead of you until you reach the wall seems a lot more solid.
And we
Wait.
can see that thanks to my unseen servant. You're welcome, everybody. Adris
Yep.
Dibs, here to the rescue.
Wait, so until where? Does it look like it starts to get more solid?
It's solid until here. It looks solid here.
So I guess it's straight path. That way that's
Yep.
solid.
Um, you guys once again hear the cry of a bird.
Guys, is it getting
bird.
closer?
Is this
It
cry louder?
sounds extremely close.
Guys,
Okay, I'm
birds
beginning to
getting
grow concerned about the
closer.
bird.
Oh, so now you are?
I'm willing to admit that I may have been wrong. Why is there a
I'm
bird?
drawing my
following us?
raper. I'm drawing my raper. I do not care. I am
Okay.
very.
Okay, please stay balanced. Kill me, but stay balanced.
So I can move all the way over here with it being solid, you said, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna, just for shits, send the unseen servant behind us to see and start keeping my eyes open for the bird.
Okay.
Fallon's also gonna draw his crossbow and wind up.
Always have a weapon at the ready.
I'm not sure, but
I love that
everyone
we
seems
went
to be
from-
getting ready. So
We went from very much I don't care about the bird to very much I am concerned about the bird.
I
And
didn't care about the bird until the bird
And I
started
say
following
I
us.
told you so.
how about the bird?
Okay, you were right about one bird.
The bird's over.
Bird is the
Okay.
Think
And
we have an
then
episode
it's
title?
solid.
no.
Yes. It's solid
Um,
here.
Where?
Like in this area, it becomes solid again,
no,
or
this
it's
way.
still like.
About 15 feet in, it starts to become more fragile again.
Right.
I'm having
However-
a. Oh,
Once again, the bird cries out.
guys, I don't like the bird. The bird's concerning me.
It's okay. It's not like the worst, but
Hello there.
General conductor.
Hello?
Or just talk to
What?
us.
The fuck is?
Is that a bird?
Oh,
I
mine
should
are
it.
shadows. Oh, my
That's not-
apologies.
that does not like the
Raise the
show.
crossbow and point at it. The creature. Who is
State
you?
your business.
My business is her. And you see this cloaked figure in very ornate armor with two swords sheathed at his back, a curved dagger in his hand, stretch his right arm and point at Layla.
And what be your
Okay,
business?
take her.
Excuse me.
Address.
What is your name?
My name? Oh, I don't
Yes!
think you need to know that.
Oh, in order to.
What is your business with Layla?
Someone hired me to get rid of her.
Get rid of her.
Right up
Nice
how?
of you to immediately tell us your purpose here.
Well, none of you pose a threat to me.
See, I'm fully in agreement with that. I think you should just take her.
Address.
I will
no.
deal with address later.
Uh,
You.
Yeah, do you see the swords? I see the swords.
Address. Shut
Oh,
up.
how observant of you. Most people don't notice them till they're through their gut.
Thank you. That felt like a backhanded compliment,
Address,
actually.
shut up.
So tell me,
Wow.
why are you traveling with her?
Coincidence?
Tell
That's
me.
your business.
Why do you want her?
Sorry, we're not giving away that information. Tell me why you want her.
I will slit your throat.
I've never been
Ah.
interrogated before. I'm sorry.
This
Well-
is odd. An adventuring group who doesn't agree together?
He's
Look,
a pain in my ass, but
We're looking for
he
water.
is my pain in my
okay?
ass. It's
We're
fine.
For
thirsty.
water?
I don't know if we're really an
Thirsty.
adventuring party either. It's been like 2 days.
It has.
Oh,
been. It's not been
well.
very long.
My apologies then. Not adventuring party. But yes, my job is to eliminate Layla Silvermoon here.
Why?
That's what I was hired to do.
And
Yeah,
who
I mean, that
hired you?
totally makes sense.
I
Can-
cannot divulge my client's information.
Can
Can I
you
see
divulge how much
Eldar-
they're paying
or-
you?
More gold than you have ever seen in your life.
I find that hard to believe. There's a lot of things that I have never seen in my life.
If
Yeah,
I
that's a good
killed
point. What's
Layla here
Algar
now,
doing?
will I get
Yeah,
the
what are
gold?
Layla and
Okay,
Algar?
that feels like a
What?
bad line of thinking.
You will not, because then I will kill you and still get the gold.
Yeah, I mean, the logic is stone cold.
What's
I-
Algar doing? Sorry.
Now, are we going to do this peacefully, or can I have some fun?
I vote peacefully.
You can either leave warm or you can leave very cold.
Can I look at the ground and see, like, in between us and him, if there's fragile ice between us?
Sure. The area underneath him looks very fragile.
Directly underneath.
Nice.
Okay.
Can I take a look
Directly
at
underneath
him.
Layla?
Mm-hmm.
See where she's at?
Wow.
In shock. Just utter shock.
Again, what's Algar doing right now? Sorry.
Algar is positioning himself in front of Layla.
Algar, you think this one's for real?
Oh, he's very real.
You know him?
Not by choice.
You want to get rid of him?
It will be difficult.
Okay.
Do you think
can
there's any way
I-
out of this without a fight?
No, does not seem like it.
My friend, did you happen to hear a bird?
No friend.
Sir,
Oh,
I'm
a bird?
politician. Yeah.
What type of bird are you talking about?
What were you guys calling it?
A nightingale.
A nightingale.
Oh, yeah. You see him press on his chest plate, and the sound of the bird echoes throughout the chambers.
Lovely.
I knew not.
Oh,
to
I
trust it.
see. So, guys, I think what is happening right now is he used the bird sound to make us think that he was a bird, when in actuality he was a person, and that's why he was able to get around the alarm spell that I cast upon
Yeah.
the entrance of the cave. Are we all caught up on that?
I don't think
So
he
there's
got
no-
around your alarms.
Well, he got through it, but we thought
My-
it was a bird.
So, Mr. Birdman, you want to leave with Layla. We don't want you to let go with Layla.
Mhm.
But so there'll be no discussion, I take it?
I don't know. And you see him like
Um.
kind of stroke his chin. Yeah, I'm afraid not. Unless
Can't-
Mr. Pretty Boy over there wants to come and fight me.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. But
I'm
I
not
think I've-
talking to the idiot.
Pretty boy? Me?
You got
that
You're talking to me?
I'm gonna kind of just steal a glance over Algar and kind of look at him and subtly kind of, are we doing this?
You see Algar kind of look at you like, don't engage, but you won't beat him. Kind of look on his face. And you see his hands tremble as he holds his great sword out.
Can I cast Firebolt to the ice underneath the guy?
I was thinking to.
Sure. Roll to hit.
Oh boy.
19. Yes, you do hit the square beneath him, and the ice beneath falls. However,
at that very moment,
mhm.
the unseen servant, which I sent above his head is gonna drop the torch. I don't know if that does
Torch.
anything.
The torch harmlessly bounces off of his head,
Okay, that's all I had in the tank, guys.
and the torch falls into the hole.
God,
Does he
Bryson.
fall into the hole?
another torch.
As you watch the firebolt hit the ice and create a small hole underneath his feet, you notice that he remains standing.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Hmm.
Shit.
Really?
Shit.
You had to go and do something. I suppose that is a shame.
Shit.
Tell me,
Um,
what order would you like to die in?
Last,
Preferably
please.
you first.
That's not going to happen.
I'm just gonna look around at the party. Like, has
I will
anyone's
change that.
minds changed on giving Layla up, or are we still like pro fighting?
We're not giving
First,
Layla to
I
any
will
old-
tie Adris up and
Okay.
shut him up. Then I will deal with you.
I'm just weighing out all of our options here, guys.
I'd also like to say that Panlin's never dropped his crossbow at this whole point. He's just
Okay.
kept it trained to go.
Yep.
Keeping it
How
How
steady.
did you find us? Is that a reasonable question to ask? I know we're not friends, but we are kind of. You're gonna kill us, right? So you could tell us.
Well, I mean, I'm only here for Layla.
Right. Well,
Well.
you did say we're all gonna die in a certain order, so I just assumed you were gonna, one by one.
Well, okay. Well, if you want to protect the Layla, then sure, I will kill you all.
Okay.
If you give up Layla, then you can live, go on, get old. I don't care. I mean, you
Guys-
will die at some point, but
Sure. I mean, we all will, but I think that's reasonable.
I have lived long enough. I am prepared to die.
You were so young, Asa.
I have nothing.
Hey, you have a job in a stable community.
I mean, to be fair, not anymore.
True.
As
As
the
time
community is
gone.
kind of
Not
gone at the
really.
moment.
Okay, just because you lost your employment, I feel like this is a bit of an insane reaction.
As you guys kind of bicker to yourself, you see the assassin pull out a chain with a knife on it at the end of it and kind of like start to twirl it around.
Well,
Well,
Shit.
well,
I'm gonna.
are we good if I sit this one out, or?
Not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but that he's got a fucking chain on a, with a knife on it.
Now, if none of you do anything, I won't attack you. But as soon as you attack me, I can't promise that you'll be in a good condition.
That's
and you
fair.
see him stride forward as if walking through the air.
By the way, the torch thing was somebody else.
I
Uh-huh.
understand that, Adris,
I
but
mean,
that's not the
I-
problem right now. So shut
I
up.
mean, I did hear you cast a spell,
Yeah,
and then
but
the torch was floating. So, whether or not that was you, you did cast a spell.
right, and I get
Oh.
that. So is this non-negotiable?
Eh,
I don't like my odds anymore. I thought there was a reasonable way for me to escape this, and I don't think that way is very reasonable anymore. I hope
Not
you
at the
don't take
moment.
offense to this. And I'm gonna cast Glimmer Tear on him.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Algar would
Okay.
probably move at that exact moment.
As
did you
also,
check
he
the
steps
ground
forward.
first?
I was also going to say, as he steps forwards, Pan's gonna loose a bolt.
Okay.
well, that-
So we're going to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Remember to
click on my
select your
token.
tokens.
Well, my
Oh,
token
better
got
roll.
hidden behind. There we go.
I gotcha. Oh, good.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh no. That's okay. You didn't want to be here anyway.
If I attack
Uh,
last, I don't get attacked.
Chris, Coco, can you roll for Layla and Algar?
I don't have
Thanks.
Algar's actual
Oh, I can do that.
information.
Oh.
I just have the token.
I think I
His
can do
character
that.
sheet is weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
You rolled like garbage, but it's fine.
Oh, he's just
Couldn't
listed
get
as
much
party.
worse.
That's fine.
that is not something I thought I would see at 5.12.
Well, it's 5, and then his
It's-
dexterity is 12.
Yeah.
So,
It's for
Yeah, so
ties.
yep. But first, we are going to have Algar rush at him, and Pangolin shooting his crossbow as a surprise round.
Wasn't the Glimmer Tear in there as well?
Oh yes, and the Glimmer Tear. Thank you.
I got you.
I cannot
so we're
believe
gonna
that caught him
do.
by surprise. I did announce what I was going to do
So we're gonna do Glimmer Tear, the crossbow bolt, and then Algar.
in that order.
Yep.
Okay.
Could it be a firebolt instead of just a regular crossbow shot?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you
Cool.
were planning on doing.
Cool.
20 to hit.
Oh damn.
Yeah, 20 will hit.
I'm adding a +6. All right.
17 to hit?
17 will hit.
I believe he has to make a wisdom saving throw to, and if he fails the wisdom saving throw, the next attack on him gets advantage.
Okay.
I mean, the 17 already hit, but
yeah.
just for posterity.
Well, we're
Alright.
gonna say that happened at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I know D&D it doesn't work that way, but he rolled a 14. So
Okay.
and he has a +2. So you guys hit 16, so he saved how much damage? 8.
The highest damage I've dealt.
It's the same as your health.
I don't
Basically.
Yeah, you just one-shot yourself.
You guys just watch as the crossbow bolt and Glimmer Tear kind of like form together and almost create like a mini explosion around him as they attack at the same time.
Let's do that more.
Could work.
And you see that his armor looks a little like scratched up. Like some part of his cape is singed a little. But other than that, he just looks amused.
I think it's working.
Lovely.
Just start winding up again.
Okay. As Algar runs, the squares behind him kind of break.
Oh god.
Ooh, that's kind of badass, actually.
Chadgar.
What are you gonna do, Algar? AKA Coco.
I'm assuming Algar would just attack him, right? With his greatsword. I think he has a greatsword, correct?
Longsword.
Yeah, he has a great sword.
I still don't have his actual stuff, so
Oh.
Yeah.
I just have his little token thingy.
No, it's in your journal.
It doesn't show me his like stats and things.
If you
Oh.
give Coco access to the party one, it has all his stats in there.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I see it. Da, 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 da. Okay, so did that work?
Yep, 23 will hit.
Cool. How the hell? There's no space to roll damage, I think.
You should be able to click on wherever it says the attack name, where it rolled. I think you rolled it to GM, so we can't see it on our end. But
Oh yeah, you did roll it to GM.
I have it set to public though. Why is it doing that?
is his set for always?
It's 1d10 plus 3.
1d10 plus 3. I'll just roll a 1d10 then and we can add 3 to it.
Yep. Okay.
So 12 damage.
Okay. First attack hits and does a solid amount of damage.
Nice.
He has 2 more attacks.
Gotcha. Okay. Dang. Up. Fuck. That's not great.
That one will miss.
And then pop.
That one will also miss.
God damn it, Elgar.
Shit!
And you watch as the ice beneath Algar breaks.
Fuck!
However, you also see the assassin stumble through the air and land on the ice beneath him. And it shatters. And together, they both fall down into the dark.
Well, that's that taken care of.
That's okay. I was expecting a fight. I have never had a fight in a long time, but
Can we just fight some goblins?
And the bears.
And the bears.
Bears.
I'm just freaking out. in the
bears
chat.
not to fight.
Can we?
Well,
I guess can I creep up
Is combat over?
to try and
Combat is
look
over.
and see?
Wait, did we lose Algar?
Yep. Algar has disappeared into the abyss.
Well,
He is no longer visible.
great.
So I think I'm immediately going to like walk over to Layla and like just like maybe grab her hand, look her in the eyes, and go, Layla, what the fuck was that?
Layla goes, my boy.
My boy. No, my boy.
I'm gonna just comfort
Father,
her,
help.
put my cloak around her, and just hold her. Fuck off. Fuck off right now, I just.
Why is there someone trying to kill you?
I think Layla's probably just in shock at the moment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can I don't know, perception? Insight?
Sure. You can make an insight.
Yeah, insight. Seems cool.
She be sobbing if him says.
Okay. Tears are streaming down Layla's
Oh my God.
cheeks. Just absolutely wrecked right now.
Oh my god.
You can notice that despite her like commoner clothes that she has right now, she has a more upper class body language to her. And that she's not She definitely seems like the type of person who could be targeted for political advantage.
And the type of person who wouldn't travel without a bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
Layla,
I'm-
who are you?
She's still sobbing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
so
it
that was
was-
more of like a rhetorical thing, not like. No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm. As you sit and realize that Algar's gone, the rest of the ice around begins to break.
Oh fuck. Hey guys, I think we need to go.
Unfortunately, now is not the time for pleasantries, much as
Need
I'd.
to move.
Okay, lovely. Guys, to
Get close to the
Where
walls.
where do we go?
the walls, to
Walls.
the walls.
Walls.
The solid
Big
ground.
wall.
I'm just gonna grab Layla's hand and
Where
just
are you
move
going?
it up. And we're going up to this wall up here.
Okay.
Oh god.
After a second, the ice kind of stops breaking.
Is it safe?
I mean,
I'm assuming this was a very loud thing that happened.
This was a very loud thing.
Well, as it's kind of quiet now, I'm assuming we're good. Maybe just don't go near the edges, though.
yeah, I fully agree with that. Well, should we keep moving?
Guys, I don't know if the ice here is safe.
I think all of the ice where we're at the moment is okay. I think it was just the middle bit.
Yeah, I imagine what was unstable was that which fell.
You stick close to the
I'm just
wall.
gonna move us slowly towards the rest of the party.
Okay. You are able to rejoin the rest of the party.
Oh god, my computer hates me right now. Why does my computer hate me?
So, what's the plan?
There we go.
Continue around the edge, or
Yeah, I guess. Well, there's no middle.
I mean, continue going the way we were, or go back, or
Maybe we might as well finish out what we were doing and see if it goes anywhere. Otherwise, we'll have to go back.
As
Mhm.
the resident expert in shocking, devastating occurrences, I know this is insane to suggest we keep plowing forward after what we just experienced, but what else is there even to do if not move forward?
fair. Forward it is.
So all of this that isn't in these like boxes is solid ice, right?
Correct. Yep. That whole area is just like sunk and like it's just leading into the black hole, into a abyss beyond which you guys can see.
Lovely. Okay.
You can switch back to the party
Switch back to the party.
unless you guys want to keep walking in
Nah,
individualistic views.
it'd be faster. Faster.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Great vibing.
Well,
I don't actually know how to take this thing off.
Which thing? Oh,
Just hit delete.
it's gone.
Thank you, King.
Yep.
Okay.
eh,
Yeah, you continue walking through the cavern of ice. The echoes of your footsteps seeming more hollow now that Algar is gone.
Oh, not because there's like a cavity beneath us.
Nope.
Okay.
This feels strangely weird not having Algar anymore.
I, for one, feel incredibly unsafe.
Looks like there's another structure over there. Do we want to attempt crossing to it?
Should we check the ice first? Or
I mean,
do we
I can
think-
walk over, bopping on
Yeah,
the
I guess
ice
at this
just
point
to
we'll just like constantly
sure.
be looking to see if there's any fragile ice. So
Yeah.
that's
Sir will let us
Yeah,
know
how
if we
does
fall
the
to our
floor
death.
look here?
Yep.
Mhm.
let's see if anyone pulls an Algar.
How does the floor look here?
As you walk closer, you see a frost-covered tapestry
Whoa.
of a battle hanging from the north wall. It's about 20 feet tall and about 30 feet wide.
Can I rip the tapestry off the wall?
That is a choice.
Can we look at it first?
Roll a strength. Unless
not going
anyone
to
wants to
oppose.
interfere.
I would stop that and say, how about we look at it first?
Can I oppose with persuasion?
Sure.
Well,
Well,
I will say that 20 is not enough to fully rip off the tapestry.
Hang on.
well,
well, there you go.
I look-
See, smarter
Can I
minds
have a
prevail.
look at it first?
Yeah, what's
What
on
did
the
you
what's
do?
on the tapestry?
Looking over what is it?
A battlefield between what appears to be humanoid figures of elements. So there's a being of fire, a being of water, a thin outline of an air, and one of earth, fighting amongst and against humans or humanoids.
Do I know what these creatures are?
Roll of religion.
do I also
Religion.
know?
Religion.
If you would like to make a guess, roll religion.
I can.
Ooh,
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
23.
let's go, Paladin.
Oh my
Fucking big
Let's
brain.
go.
Wide ass fucking numb brain.
Apparently, everyone's just proficient with religion today.
I
Okay.
I'm not
don't
sure how
have
we all
proficiency.
independently came to that.
Yeah. Jordan.
I was just gonna help action someone, and then everyone got 20s.
Ironic.
Jordan is too busy focusing on making sure that way was okay.
Making sure Layla doesn't fall over on the ice as she's
Yep.
still crying.
Whether or not these are true, you have heard stories of beings called primordials. Beings who, like Genasi, represented the elements themselves and are said to be some of the first beings in existence. But whether or not that's true, you're not sure.
Same question as before.
Yep.
Is this just a tapestry in isolation?
This is just a tapestry in isolation.
So weird.
So
Who decorates their house like this?
yes, this is minimalism to the extreme.
So we keep moving.
Do I know of any like stories of the people revolting against the primordials, or
Your 23 was not high enough.
Well. And there's if it wait, before we move away from it, there's nothing that like looks or would give us an idea of like the blue beetle thingies, right? On the tapestry.
other than the actual blue beetles?
Roll. What would that be? Investigation? Perception? You
I'm
choose.
great at that.
I can
Oh,
help
wait.
with investigation if you want.
Okay, cool. We will look at it together then.
Okay. In the background, you see a humanoid figure made of ice with antlers, piercing blue eyes, and kind of covering his chest of what you can see appears to be a small swarm of these blue beetles.
Oh. He's wearing them like a shirt. That's so weird.
This isn't. I'm gonna point to the ice guy with antlers. This isn't his house, is it?
I should certainly hope not.
He should really install a door then.
But it is an icy cave. Well, there was that chandelier though. That was an elvish. Unless these ancient creatures spoke elvish.
It could be maybe people who defeated them at one point in time? Or like
Perhaps.
As you
Descendants?
mentioned Elvish, you do notice some Elvish looking figures on the mural or the tapestry.
Obvious question. Is there any sort of rating?
There is
Like,
not. It's
So like
one of
any
those,
university or not museum placards or something?
no, it's just like a art piece of a battlefield, but in a tapestry form.
Wait.
Well, I'm trying to fucking understand it.
There's
It
some
just says what it
graffiti
is.
carved into the ice. It says the Battle of the Ancient Ice.
Is there like a QR code that we can scan?
yeah,
Hold on.
a website it'll take us to.
Now, if you cast
Question.
Identify on this,
Yeah.
Does the tapestry look like there's some sort of beings from hell in it?
You're talking like devils or demons?
Something like that.
There are, but they don't. How do I put it? They look more feral than any of the stories you've heard about demons or devils. Like their horns are absurdly long. They look more animalistic than humanoid.
Does this look like something out of the Hell Riders stories I've heard?
No. There is no myth from the Hell Riders faction that pertains to any battles against the beings beyond devils.
What are these
Certainly
Hell
not
Riders you
ones.
speak of?
Certainly not ones where demons would be fighting alongside humanoids.
Hmm. Okay. Just want to make sure.
I just did ask an important question.
Yes, Asa. What? When you say Hell Riders, what do you mean?
There's this. Okay, and how do I explain this? So I come from a place where there's people, things. I can't say much, but there's a notable group called the Hell Riders. They protect this material plane, this world, or was supposed to, they were supposed to protect them from the Nine Hells.
Okay. So, immediate follow-up question. 9 hells?
You would assume correct.
Yes.
The Nine Hells.
9 hells. Oh wait, you don't remember anything. That's right.
Do you not? I forgot that.
There's
Sometimes
9
I
circles of
forget
hell.
something.
Right. Circles, yes.
Do you
What do you mean?
remember?
You know
Planes.
hell.
Do you remember when we were looking around the village? I explained to you what the planes were.
Vaguely. Some sort of reflection of our own world.
Yes, worlds outside of our own. The Nine Hells is one of those.
There's 9 of them?
Yes,
Technically, it's only one plane,
but there's 9
Just-
levels of them.
layered.
It's like a,
Like a cake.
9-story house. Or a cake.
And the
A
lower you
9-story
go,
house cake.
Yes.
Hell cake.
A hell cake, if you would.
you go the further you go down to the 9th level, which is the worst. The first level is for the somewhat bad people, but the 9th level is for the worst of the worst.
So this is
You
a
know.
punishment?
Yeah,
Technically, yeah.
like when you die.
What?
You know, like you die,
Mhm.
there's like supposed to be like some people believe you go to like different afterlives, others think you just get reborn, you know, like that kind of thing.
The
my
Orthrope
God.
is incredibly secular, so you can imagine why I haven't heard of any of this.
I don't know if it's so much the Orthrope or just
Me
You
personally,
not
yes,
remembering
I
anything.
understand.
So, you know that there is other gods, right?
When-
Other
Well.
than Saloon?
I'm
There's no-
currently understanding that now, yes.
Ah, right. Well, there are, much like there are other gods, there are other full religions following the different gods.
Right, yes. No, I do understand that in theory. So after you die, you
Huh?
you don't die. You just go to a different place. And they
Kind of.
punish you.
Well, if you've not lived an honest life.
You go to
I
hell.
haven't how can I say I've lived an honest life? I don't even know half of it.
Well,
From
I
the
guess you better
stories-
start remembering.
I know you're saying that place of punishment people can come back?
From the stories, I understand it. I'm not much of a religious person myself, but well, after you pass, your soul, your spirit is claimed by your deity of choice, and they judge it themselves, I believe. But as I said, I'm not a very religious person.
So, Asa, let's tie this back to you. You come from a group of people tasked with making sure those people in that world of punishment don't return to our
No,
plane? Or the other
I-
way around?
I've known of them. I've heard stories. Not that I ever actually met them.
You said that where you were from.
I wish not to go into that.
We do have a good habit here of respecting people's personal boundaries in regards to their past, as evidenced by, you know, all of you destroying my life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe I've done anything.
Eh, I blame you all to various degrees. I have a lot to process. I'm not dealing with it right now. That is good information, Asa.
Yeah. Yeah.
We think those are definitely not in this tapestry.
No, they're not.
Well, Good to know.
Okay. With that discussion of mythology and potential religion over, are you guys going to continue moving forward?
Oh yeah, when I was
Yeah.
when I was mentioning a punishment place where people go after they die, I probably would have snuck a look at Layla. Not like I was like trying to make a point, just like unconsciously.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
Okay.
So, Layla, where's Algar going?
Oh God.
How honorable was this man?
Can we gag Adric? No.
I don't like restraint.
This feels like
can
it's
roll
gonna be a
for it.
running theme.
Please don't roll to gag. I'll be nice.
No, I'm not
Thank you.
Don't roll to gag.
We want to keep going forward now.
Yeah.
Go.
It's-
Forward.
Reach to that portion of the stream.
Pick a direction.
Well,
Keep in mind that we
I
do have
say-
to go back after we're done in this cave. So
how
I-
long have we been in this cave? Has it been very long?
Probably an hour and a half.
okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, who's holding the stick?
Me.
Jordan.
Were you
Okay.
using the stick to tap the ice?
Tap tap.
No thought when we tap.
Yep. Alrighty. That was a really big cave.
Why did it just?
Huge.
Okay.
I would
But
like to.
just what?
I don't know. Just put like a blank thing in chat for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would like
No
to
idea.
return to the entrance of the cave at around the 4-hour mark so that we don't lose any power from my alarm.
I don't like that.
Don't like what?
I'm
How fast are you guys walking?
slowly.
I mean, we're trying not to fall.
What are we looking at? I was.
Nobody else saw that.
Just me and Crispy? God damn it.
Cool, great, love that.
Cool. Other monitor, guys, so I missed it completely. I'm sure it's fine though.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
Yeah, nothing's
It's
wrong.
Absolutely fine.
It's fine.
Well, I could be wrong.
Oh,
Oh. Let's not go towards that.
I'm gonna walk away.
Just very quietly. There was something up there. Let's not go this way.
I would also like to point out we have yet to find another water source.
Yes, I am beginning to grow more and more. Holy mother of God! Go the other way.
Back up, back up,
Appearing
back up.
from behind
One
an
square
ice
top.
wall is no, you guys need to stop moving.
Whew.
Go back. Is a bony structure of a 10-foot tall creature with horns atop its head,
Oh, good.
wielding a giant
Oh.
axe.
Do you say it's similar to the horns of the creature in the tapestry?
No, these are more like a cow's. Those were the ones in the tapestry were more like deer antlers.
And it's just
Oh, dear.
bone?
Yep.
So it's a skeleton with horns.
And it's moving.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Please put your characters out in walking order.
Cool. Great.
Bitch.
We love that.
So that's- and he's just been here, and none of us have heard of him. We are the least
We
perceptive
definitely
adventurer group ever.
Suar and Jardine saw they decided to do nothing. So
We weren't sure if we
I
were
didn't know
supposed
if
to
it
see
was
that.
actually seeing or if it was just a player saw.
We're the least perceptive adventurers ever.
Negative
I
passive
assume if
perception.
something passes my 11 passive perception, you'll tell me.
Big ass
Fair
minotaur, and we're like,
oh no,
this is
yeah.
safe.
Is it
Uh,
mad at us?
Yeah, you see it paw the ground and charge.
Oh dear.
Oh fuck.
oh,
I'm not so sure about this cave anymore.
suboptimal.
Have we ever been sure about this game?
It's going to crash into Jourdain.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Need to roll the dice.
Do I get to dodge out of the way?
Nope.
Or am I just taking it?
You're just taking it. How does a
Lovely.
22 sound?
To hit or for damage?
to hit.
Oh,
Hit.
then it definitely hits.
Okay.
Sorry, what was that? Was that a 24 you said?
22 to hit.
22, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Did it slip
Still-
and fall because it's running at me?
Did it trip up on the ice?
That's a good question.
Oh, oh,
No,
Oh.
it passed.
Fuck.
It
Aww.
bitch. It's like those mountain goats. It's just got really good hooves for ice.
Yeah, it would be kind of silly if it was its fucking home and it's just fuck.
Oh shit!
Can't even navigate the ice.
So Jourdain,
Mhm.
it hits you with a 22 for
For-
5 points of piercing damage.
Oh, that's
That
not
is
that bad.
So much less than I thought.
I know. It's like,
And
Wait.
7 points of piercing damage.
Never mind, that would kill me.
Oh fuck!
Ah.
Never mind. I take it back. I take it back.
yeah,
I
that's,
am.
uh,
Oh
please make
shit!
Please make a strength saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh, lovely.
12?
As
Oh.
you're getting pushed back on the
Oh.
ice.
A strength saving throw. You said.
Strength saving throw. Yep.
Okay. Uh huh.
Uh huh.
Uh huh. Where am I
1,
going?
2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh
You get
god,
pushed
guys!
Back along the ice.
Holy shit! I went sliding.
Jourdain might have the right idea
Um,
here.
I would very much not recommend getting hit by that.
You see it pull out giant ats from its back and kind of like do a roar.
It can't charge and
And-
axe on the same turn, surely.
Please make a start initiative.
Alright. Oh, that is not a good. Oh, great.
Oh, big 6. Love to see it.
Can you guys see mine? Or do we have to reroll because it wasn't selected the token?
Didn't select the token, but I think Serb should be able to add you on.
Yeah, I can add you.
Cool. Because I didn't want to reroll, because right now I'm higher than this bull thing.
Fair.
Go fuck out.
All right, top of the order is Jourdain.
Oh,
You are
lovely.
prone, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do lay on hands and give me all 5.
Okay.
What
Oh,
does lay on hands
jeez.
and yourself look like? Because I'm imagining a Macarena.
Yeah. No, it's just like touching my chest kind of thing, like right above my heart. I think that's an action to do that, unfortunately.
Yep.
But I'm definitely gonna be like, okay, do not get hit by that. That really hurt. And I think that's all I can do. I don't have any bonus actions.
Okay.
Sadly.
Address, here you go.
All right, I'm gonna do something that I learned how to do in the last 2 weeks and disengage.
Okay.
And I'm going to. It's still half movement, right?
Unless you want to make a dexterity saving throw.
I do not, and I will be gladly taking my half movement right the fuck this way.
Okay.
That's it.
Say then I changed the command to Tild. Yeah, I was trying to get the other bots to work.
There we go.
Alright, Asa, here you go.
Alright, I will move.
Well, that's loud as fuck.
That, hold on. That is very loud in my ear.
Apologies. We're still getting things set up. We're still not.
No.
We don't have a dedicated tech, so
Okay. I'm gonna take out my Viper and move to attack. I'll jump up. I want to jump and see if I can land on the. I don't know what is it.
land on them.
Yeah, land on him and try to hit him.
Okay. Make a dexterity roll to jump on their back.
Okay, well.
Well,
7 is not high enough. As you push off from the ice, your feet kind of slip underneath you, and you don't go anywhere.
Oh, that sucks.
It's their go. Ooh, Ular. They're gonna turn to you
Uh-oh.
and swing their axe. Okay, they got a nat 1.
Oh.
huh.
As they reach up and like kind of full arc back their swing, the edge of their axe gets stuck in the ice behind them.
Oh,
Well, that's fortunate.
Yeah. So, it's gonna be Layla's go.
okay, cool.
No one else has to die today, Layla. That was meant to be encouraging.
like
Wow.
was kind of starting to get composed and then loses it again.
Uh,
I don't understand why that was the reaction, actually.
Is Layla within reaching distance of this thing?
if they move 5 feet, they are.
I mean, like, can this thing hit Layla? Where?
Yep.
Okay.
Where they are, no.
Okay, cool. So Layla can move.
Yep.
Awesome. Fantastic. Layla is gonna back up, I think.
Okay.
And is going to probably do a wait, which one was the difference between these? Okay, probably gonna do a firebolt for an action, and then also for a bonus action is gonna cast Healing Word on Jordan.
Okay. Roll for Firebolt and then roll for Healing Word.
Cool. Of course, I don't think
Ular, and then Penguin, you're up next.
There.
Okay.
9 will not hit.
That's a cry. Healing word is not set up, I don't think, but as an attack thing. Oh wait. Ah!
No, it is.
I know I had to go back to the main thing to get it. Level, just that level. Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. I think.
Hey, you take 5 healing.
Beans.
Ular, and then Penguin.
Ooh. So I'm gonna try and move around it, keeping within its attack range just to get flank
Okay.
with Asa.
Yep. You're able to get flanked there, so.
Ooh, and I will do a good stabby with my dagger and sneak attack, hopefully, if it hits. 15?
15 will hit.
Yay! And
Yay!
sneak attack on that. So 10 damage.
Cool.
And then
This thing is made of bones, right?
believe-
Correct.
So what are you hitting?
Bones.
So
Apparently.
Whacking with the hilt of the dagger. Whack whack.
Yeah, and I believe I can do
Yep.
2 weapon fighting with offhand stuff, right?
Yes, but you don't get your
I just don't get sneak
proficiency
attack.
bonus.
Huh?
You don't get your proficiency bonus with it.
Oh, okay. So should I just roll?
Roll a flat d20.
Yeah.
And then
9
plus
will
your
not
dex.
hit.
Was it still at advantage though, since I'm flanking?
Yes.
18 hits.
18 will hit.
Nice.
And then I think that'll be 7 damage.
Yep.
Sick.
Good job, Ular.
And that's all I can do.
Okay. Penguin, and then top of the order with Jordan.
Alright. Gonna move, here. And then get the crossbow, kind of aim it up at its chin, wherever that is.
Yep.
And the arms glow red hot again, and I'm gonna cast Firebolt
Okay.
and blast
Roll
it
to
just
hit.
into his face. Okay. What?
Ignore that. I
24
was just
to hit.
reading. 24 to
Oh,
hit.
no.
24 will hit.
Let's go! Exact average.
Nice.
That's what my parents called me.
Oh.
Wow. 5 points of fire damage.
Yep.
Is there anything else I can do? Magical no. That's not an action. Yeah, no, that's gonna be. I think. Yeah, no, that's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's me.
All right. Top of the order. Jordan, then Adris, then Asa.
Well, Jordan is now being healed. I think. Can I go there and still reach it? I think, right?
Go back to where you were.
Meow.
Yes.
Okay. I just gonna roll to hit it.
Okay.
Oh, whack.
You do have advantage because of flanking.
Cool beans.
Yep, that will hit.
Hey. Alrighty, and I think there we go. But I'm gonna.
9 slashing. Okay.
Yep. Basically, gonna try to whack his bones off.
Yep.
Chop chop.
This is slashing damage. Okay.
Slash flash.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Address then Asa.
So there were a lot of people in this guy's direct eye line, and now it appears it's only me.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I'm going to. I'm gonna move. If I move like this, am I entering its range at all?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna move against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I have one thing that I can do to attack it, so
Okay.
I'm gonna do what I always do. Concentrate on the area around his head, and just like
Yep.
open up those little like seams that stitch this plane together, I suppose,
Mhm.
and allow that light to burst on through and see what it does to this basically skeleton guy.
Okay.
So it'll be a glimmer tear. 8 to hit.
And that does not hit.
Sweet. That is my turn.
Okay. Asa, you go. You
I'm gonna
have
try the
advantage.
same thing again.
Okay. You do have advantage because of flanking.
Oh, dexterity with advantage, right?
Roll to hit with advantage, yeah.
Okay.
Only to hit. If you're trying to climb up it, that's a whole different thing.
No, I'm just gonna
Oh,
hit
yeah,
him.
yeah. Just hitting him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then that's roll to hit.
Alright, let me do this.
23 will hit.
Good shit.
Roll damage.
6 piercing.
Okay. Yeah. He was he was wounded now.
Nice.
Missing
Does anyone
a
have any
few
ethical concerns
ribs.
here?
Few ribs, yeah.
Ethical concerns about beating up a skeleton?
Well, we did kind of walk into his home.
It's a skeleton that's alive.
Yeah, we're not the good guys here, though.
It wasn't his home, he was a squatter, and this is a service.
Okay. Maybe as someone who's tried to run a town for the past 2.5 years, I don't know if eliminating squatters is a public service.
Okay,
Physically.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay.
How about
Oh,
undead
shit.
squatters?
Has anyone heard of squatters' rights?
Nope.
No,
Andres,
not
I
back
think we
in
need to have a
110.
talk after this, because this is twice now you've tried to talk to bears and now
Wait.
an undead skeleton.
I feel like, why attack when we can use reason?
To
This
be
is-
fair, it attacked us first.
Yeah, right, kill it.
There we go.
You see the you see the Minotaur charge at address.
Oh, my address!
Line sight. Or eyesight.
Yeah, I was almost gonna prep an action to try and jump out of the way, and then I was like, he's never gonna go for me. So he's gone for me now, right?
He has gone for you.
Okay, cool.
He once again, and I shit you not, got a nat 1.
Moron, so he hits the wall anyway. Please.
Yep. His horns are now stuck inside of the ice wall. And Asa, Jordan, and Uar all get attack of opportunity.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Based on the diagram, I can only assume I'm currently underneath him.
Yeah,
Would those still be at advantage since
Yeah,
we
would
were
it be
flanking?
advantage? I
they
should
are
have.
at advantage because you were still flanking at that moment.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
Have
So Jordan got a nat 20, or
Not
no,
a nat
sorry,
20,
dirty
just
20,
a
dirty
dirty
20. Yep.
we all just carry into this
Oh my
thing?
Oh,
Jesus.
This thing's gonna be
You
dead
are
by the time it
dead.
hits the wall.
would I get a would I get an attack? I don't think I've got it. Really.
No, you were using ranged, which does not give
Yeah.
opportunity attack. So,
I think you were
But-
just out of
However-
range.
Unarmed strike. Could I fucking
Well,
kick him when he's very fast?
You're just
Just
upset that
wait.
you're missing out.
Sawyer is correct in that he does take damage from running into the wall. And you watch as he just shatters into a pile of bones.
Hey!
You're welcome, everybody.
And combat is over.
Yeah.
Well,
Ah, ha, 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 ha. Nice.
Anything lootable?
His
can we
great
steal his femur?
Yeah, we already killed the guy in his home. Can we?
If you want to steal his femur, go ahead.
How big is
I don't feel
this
right about stealing this
femur?
guy's
if
femur.
if we really look at it, it's probably pretty big, right?
His femur's just a weapon
Yeah.
in its own right.
Yeah, honestly, it could make
club.
a BMH club. Yep.
Fucking
wants a
great
club?
mall. Whack.
Sure, they would probably leave it if it's that big.
Mm. I'm. Oh.
Please don't steal this guy's femur. We did kill him in his own home.
I don't think
No,
this.
I'm gonna steal a horn.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
that's fair.
I would take a horn. Just
Still stuck in
right
the
off
wall.
The head.
Yep.
Just.
Yeah, make a strength roll to pull the horn out.
I'm imagining the head stayed stuck in the wall, and as soon as it made contact, the entire body just shattered.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's an advantage. Hold on.
Oh, and I was underneath, right?
Yep.
There we go. That's better. Horn, mine, give.
Yeah, you're able to pull out one horn.
This is. How big is it?
4 feet long.
Jeez.
Fuck.
Hmm.
That stabbed me earlier.
Sorry.
Is it still got?
Yeah,
is it
you
still
still see
bloodied?
a little bit of dried blood from Jordan on there.
There's a little bit of dried
Oh.
Jordan on the horn.
A little bit of entrail.
Oh, hey, look at that. That's kind of cool.
It just faints
Hey,
from the
hey.
sight of their own blood.
Would
No,
you be offended,
Jordan
Jordan,
would
if I
definitely
kept this?
I mean, if you wash it, I don't care.
Okay, cool.
You could take the
I'm
other
gonna, like,
horn.
Strap it to my back.
Well, the other horn might have some too. All honesty, I don't know exactly if I
How
got
many
hit by
holes are
just
in you
one
right
or
now,
by
Jordan?
two. None, because I got all fixed up, but there were some previously.
More holes than are meant to be in a regular torso.
Yes.
Well, I suppose that's settled. Do we really want to keep exploring this cave?
Do you want to try to find that water thing? That...
We did, remember?
It wasn't magical, though.
Well, neither was whatever was affecting Hunter and Amos, correct?
I thought that was just it wasn't a spell.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't necessarily a known a spell effect.
Well, I suppose we venture onward. I do feel like we're hitting sunk cost points, but we have made it this far.
Well, can you 100% for certain tell me that that water we got back there was the right water?
I was told go in a cave, fetch water. We did that really easily, and then for some
Can you
reason
tell me that
we
it's the
kept
right
going,
kind of
and then
water?
Algar died, and then Jourdain became a kebab.
I'm not a kebab, though.
Well, you previously were.
Hey, is that a campfire up ahead?
Yep,
Hey.
it is indeed a campfire.
Is it?
Yeah,
I would
lit?
like to check to see if it's fresh or it's been there for a while.
Roll investigation.
I'll help with that.
That is a 24.
You have a +8 investigation. What the fuck?
I have a +8.
That
Oh yeah,
seems
because I
odd.
have a proficiency in it. Yeah.
Proficiency in
yeah.
expertise or whatever.
The nice.
Sorry, I just wanted to see if I could win.
You managed.
We equally
Um,
investigate this.
Looking around, you see several square holes cutting into the ceiling and floor, and the fireplace, or not fireplace, campfire.
Several square holes cut into the
Mhm.
ceiling and floor.
Yep.
That's right.
Would you say
It
they're
goes in the square hole.
Are they fresh or are they old? That does not answer my question.
I'm so sorry.
The area around you is old, but not as old as the tapestry.
how big? If I had to compare it to, say, the cube of ice that Hunter presented to me the other day,
Mhm.
how relatively larger or smaller are these impressions in the ceiling and floor?
Um, in the square holes in the ceiling and floor are about 6 inches, whereas the cube containing the beetle was about 2.5.
That was almost really smart of me. But are they cubes, or is it just like a square and then it just keeps going down?
It goes down for about a foot. So it's
That's so weird.
half a foot by a foot.
Was somebody looking for something in this area? I don't understand.
I don't either.
And there's nothing in the holes.
With the 24 investigations, in one of the holes there is a coin pouch.
Oh.
That makes so much less sense.
You should stick your hand down in and grab it.
I stick my hand down and grab it.
You retrieve a old coin pouch.
Is
There
there
are multiple holes, right?
There were multiple square holes, correct?
Can I look down another one of them?
Sure. There's nothing in it.
Are there any coins in the coin pouch?
There are. There are. 7 silver coins in the coin pouch, and a quarter-sized ruby.
I believe I'm gonna keep an eye on this ruby and see if there's anything particularly special to it, but otherwise it seems like a ordinary coin pouch. The only question to me is why it is here in the first place.
Obviously, at some point, someone stayed here.
Pose.
This cave is so strange. a chandelier, a tapestry, a fountain, and a old campfire with holes around it. And then a
just
bottomless pit.
and a bone guy.
And a bone guy.
I was trying to think of a more formal way to say that, but he was in fact just a bone guy. Shall we carry
Yep.
on?
Well,
Nobody, just while we're walking around, nobody recognized the bone guy, right?
No.
did I recognize what the bone guy was? I mean, I did recognize him as a person. I never met him. Didn't really have any distinguishing marks.
Yeah, I don't know that any of you would have come across a creature like that before.
Suppose that's fair. So that's the extent of the cavern then.
Well,
Well, at least in that direction.
Yep. Once again, your footsteps echo throughout the cavern.
lovely.
Does anybody else hear that, or is it just me?
That would be the sound of footsteps, Asa.
I understand, but
I think it's just our footsteps, right?
Does it sound like there's another set that were?
Roll investigation or perception.
Where's characters?
And everyone?
Whoever does it first.
Okay.
Goal 14. Back 14.
It sounds like your footsteps bouncing back.
All right.
Lovely.
Well, it doesn't sound like we're being joined by anyone.
Sure is quiet in here.
This cavern cave. Can you even call it a cave? It's so large at this point.
What's the distinction between cavern and cave? I always thought they were just the same thing.
Are they? I feel like at some point a cave has to become more than just a cave, and it's like.
Okay, are we
you know-
talking metaphorically or just
No,
longer
like
cave?
literally, like longer cave. Like a square becomes a rectangle if you make it long.
Do you believe that caves are supposed to be perfectly cubic?
No,
Yeah,
it's just really big, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
At what point does it become a cavern or a chasm? Instead
Well,
of
the chasm was what we encountered when Algar kicked the bucket. Sorry, Layla.
Ouch.
Just talking intellectually here.
Hmm.
Layla, how you holding up?
You know, after
Again, started to compose herself, and then now is
Yeah.
crying again.
Okay.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm not the problem here. I'm gonna say it.
I feel like,
I feel
Oh,
like you most
whoa.
certainly are. What?
guys, what is that?
that
It's a statue
That's a statue.
It is a
of a
statue.
bird.
Beetle.
Does that statue have antlers?
Wait,
It does not.
Does it have wings?
I'm now concerned.
Is it a beetle?
Or
is that a box
It's
I see?
not a beetle.
It
We
looks
could keep
like
asking
Mothman.
things, or we could just roll and make Serb tell us.
Yep.
While you guys look at the statue, I'm gonna go
Looks
over
like
to
a
this
beetle.
box over here.
Okay,
What is
I'm
this?
gonna
Okay.
give Asa's insanely high investigation the help action.
Okay.
It's an advantage for you, Angel.
Yeah, give me a minute.
What does the statue look like?
The statue. One second. This.
It has escaped.
The statue
it
is not
doesn't-
there anymore.
It's not.
we look back and it's disappeared.
Where'd that statue go?
Lost
Mm.
that.
What statue? Hmm?
What statue?
The
like,
statue looks like a middle-aged elf woman with a brand of like long grass intertwined with her hair, forming a like side braid, and various
Um,
flowers decorating.
That kind of. Is there like a plaque or anything on it? Like anything
There
signifying?
is- There's a place for a plaque, but it's so old that the name has been weathered away.
Hmm.
But you also see her hands spread out, almost like offering, her hands hang at her side, offering, almost seeming like she's offering something.
At her side?
Yeah, like, her arms are by her side. Her hands extend towards who's ever in front of the statue, and her fingers are spread open.
Does it look like there was something in her hands at one point? That has since been
Not
removed?
anything specific. It seems more a general
Right.
hands open position to show that, almost to show that she means no harm.
Oh.
Does anyone
Decker-
know any stories about an elf with grass?
decorated around the statue is various mountains and hills and kind of like an older map of the Sword Coast almost.
Hmm.
But in the center, directly beneath her feet, is a tall tower.
Hmm.
Does this look
Um.
like any sort of familiar religious iconography, or
Yeah, where would that tower be in regards to our present day map?
In your present day map,
Which I don't
Um,
actually know, but I assume somebody here does because we're all travelers.
Nature.
Address. This is the map that you need to be looking at, by the way.
Oh, this is
Or-
the one? Okay.
Or it's not the exact one, but it'll give you kind of an idea.
This is
you
just
know?
like a general map.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Got
outdated.
it. So what's that tower?
Don't know.
Where is that tower?
It's very good on the map.
It appears to be located within the more center of the Sword Coast of the continent, like the landmass itself. Near the border, along the border of Muido and Jordor.
So.
Okay, mental note that.
However,
Just.
However, none of you recall the memory of a tower ever being there.
Such
Why not?
older than
I feel like that's
me.
something I'd remember.
You don't
Huh?
remember
I'm just
anything,
messing with you guys.
so-
But we were
Do-
investigating the box, right? Asa and I.
Yep.
Asa, I actually gave you advantage on your investigation, so you can roll again.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
I mean, see if you get the
nat
nat
20.
if they get a natural 20. More information.
Watch this,
Fair.
Herb. You're gonna be proven wrong. Right now. Asa,
no?
roll.
Yeah. Give me what?
Right,
Yeah.
no.
Right now. 23 it is.
Fuck.
We tried.
Yes. In front of you is a neatly ornated wooden treasure chest. One that someone from elven nobility would use.
I want to check it for traps first.
Sure.
Before-
With that 23 investigation, you can determine that there are no traps.
You said something that elven royalty would use?
Yep.
What species is it, Layla?
Elf.
You said royalty. Does that
Well, I'm
does
just
that
curious,
possibly
Layla, do you
include
recognize
include-
this?
nobility?
Layla, try to recognize it.
Layla can. This would be something reserved specifically for those within the castle, not just elven nobility itself. The markings too fine, the details too ornate for it to be in the hands of a common nobler.
No
Or
one,
noble.
no one wrote like property of this royal monarch on it. Nothing like that.
Again, if they did, it has been weathered away.
Gotcha.
Can I open? I'm gonna open it. No, I'm
Okay.
just gonna straight up open it.
I'm just gonna.
You
I'm
open
gonna
it,
stand
and
with
there
us.
is a vast pile of coins in there.
Oh,
Damn.
oh, mama likey.
Uh-huh.
That's it. You
What'd
live
What'd
in
you
Um,
find?
basically cashless village.
Can I? I'm just gonna grab a bunch. I'm just gonna grab a lot.
Okay. How much of the pile would you like to grab?
As much as I can carry.
Doing some
Actually gonna
quick
back up
mental
here.
math. You can probably carry half of the coins in there.
Alright, how much is that?
It totals to 33. Half is 33 gold.
Oh,
Actually, less than I was expecting.
Well, there's a lot of bronze coins in there,
That's fair.
or copper.
I'm just gonna make a mental note that Layla knew that that was something reserved only for the highest of high nobility,
Okay.
and also recognizes it. All right, Asa, we get it. You got your money.
money.
So,
Just-
with
oh,
the
oh.
statue,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing in it like this was maybe a place. Would it? Okay. Would it be more like it's related to possibly a royalty person? Like someone who was once royalty? Or does this look more like this could have been like a goddess's like statue of offering kind of thing?
More like a goddess's statue of offering.
Gotcha. Okay. Well.
Jordan, can you put
You-
the stick in this woman's hands real quick? Just for my own peace
Which
of
one?
mind.
My stick?
Why would I ask for you to put your stick?
We could try the
The,
staff.
the
The
goddess stick. The staff
staff?
stick.
Okay. I try to put the staff in her hands.
Okay. It does fit in her hands. Nothing happens.
Yeah, I reasoned that, but it's always nice to check.
Is her hand more like cupped? Both hands are out in like a welcoming, like, right? It's not just one hand.
Right. It's both
Okay.
hands.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I can try and find an image.
I think I'm starting to get it in my head.
Imagine you're carrying a really big box.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. As
But
close
without
to
the
your body
box.
kind of thing. Well, maybe if we put the box in her hands.
All right, everyone, lift the box. So you had the right idea. We have to empty it.
Should I remove the staff?
Yeah, it was a pipe dream.
Okay, a pipe dream? You
It's
dream
a
about
phrase-
pipes?
No, well, okay. It was a Viorthropian phrase
Oh.
that keeps getting thrown around.
What does
I
it
don't
mean?
actually know what it means. I just kind
Oh.
of use it in a contextual way.
Okay, got you.
Uh-huh.
I'll take the staff back.
I don't dream of pipe.
Can I insight check Adris to see if Adris dreams of pipe?
Sure, you can do that.
There is no concrete way of knowing if I dream of pipe. I'll oppose it just because I'm gonna oppose it.
Yep.
So there may be a possibility.
Guys, I think Adris dreams of pipe.
I dream of a lot of things. That's the thing about dreams, you don't control them. We're getting off track. Remember, my village is dead?
Yeah.
Are we happy? Asa, have you loaded up on your money?
You ready to move on?
Yeah.
Then,
There's still a
yeah,
couple places left that we haven't been to, right?
keep on keeping on.
Okay. You continue walking. Ular, you notice, scribbled along the southern wall is a bunch of runes.
Oh,
What languages do you speak?
Elvish, Draconic, and Abyssal.
It is none of those languages.
There's some runes over here if anyone can read them. Point them out.
Language thing.
Nope. Penguin, none of your languages either.
That's the only other one that I think is different.
Okay. Jordan, nope.
Hmm.
It is not in Celestial either.
Okay. Wait, what is
Yeah,
the
I just speak
one?
the standard ones unless it's the one that Merrick talks in.
It is not.
Yeah, I don't think Layla has anything different.
I don't
Algar,
either.
do you? Oh, sorry.
Address.
I forgot.
Wow.
There's a lot going on right now.
He's quite a big character. It's a wizard that you forgot.
It's
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
I knew this man for like 2 days.
And yet
So
you're
why do you
treating it like
remember
you've known
being
him
here
forever.
for so long?
Whatever, let's just keep moving.
Move on if nobody can read it.
I
There's
mean, I've
nothing
got
else.
ink
Nothing
and
else in
paper.
there.
I might just
Sure.
copy them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feel free to.
I didn't really mention it, but I assume I've probably also made notes of the map. Just not like the whole thing, just like the location of that
Mhm.
tower.
Okay.
So what are you guys all gonna do after we're done saving Viorthro?
If everybody comes back,
Sure.
I'm
Well,
going
they
back
will
to
come
what I'm
back.
doing.
I mean, has the blizzard kind of moved on for
Oh, I
now?
forgot about the blizzard.
The blizzard is still kind
Or is
of
it-
going on.
Right. Okay.
Some weather we're having. I'm sorry, I feel like I haven't been that gracious of a host as we find ourselves in this cave.
Uh huh.
I just feel like I could have done more to be welcoming, I suppose.
As you walk along this edge, um, and let's say that would be a passive perception. Who has a passive perception above a 15?
Me.
Asa. Anyone else?
Layla has a 15.
Okay. Yeah. Matching it will work in this case. Asa, you feel a cool breeze that is not more of a forced cool breeze.
Like, is it light or is it very heavy?
It's subtle.
So, you know which direction it's coming from, in front of us or?
It's coming from your right.
So towards the wall.
I'm just-
Towards the wall, yep.
I'm gonna turn towards the wall and walk towards it.
Okay.
As of the exit is that way.
Yeah, just give me a second.
I'm just trying to be helpful.
You can keep going if you want.
Well,
You wanna
maybe I
go
will.
back?
I won't. I'm so scared.
What are you doing?
Do you want to hold on to the staff? It might give you like a little bit of comfort.
I felt something. Felt a...
This time with anyone who has a perception above a 10 can feel it, which I think should be all of you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't feel anything.
Do you?
Or not.
I feel it too. now.
Anyone else feel it? Or is
Yes.
it just me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you all
Mister.
okay?
No.
What feeling are we talking about? What are we
I'm
talking
gonna
about?
start
Concentrate
touching the-
on
Really,
how your
Oh,
skin
just
currently
trying to-
feels.
you
It's kind of
did
all
feel the
covered.
breeze.
Right, that makes sense.
Can I just touch the wall to try to find where the thing is? The air is coming
Sure.
from.
Yeah, can I help with that?
Yep.
Could I look as well?
Yep.
Cool.
I'll let Asa roll with advantage.
What is it again?
Only 13.
Investigation
roll?
with advantage.
Advantage. Turn that
Big
on.
6 on the d20.
Nice.
That's. I'll take that.
Yeah, you're as you feel along the ice wall, Asa, you kind of feel your hand rub up against a gap, and there's a very strong breeze.
I'll look inside the gap.
Okay. You look through the gap and you can see into another opening.
Is there light on the other side of the opening?
There's a very dim light.
Is the gap big enough to fit anybody, or is it too small?
The gap is about the size of a door frame gap.
So it's not a gap, it's a threshold.
Basically.
Take a look. I'm gonna take a look at Padman and look at back at the gap. Look back
Okay.
at Padman,
Right,
and then I'm just gonna grab the back of my Viper and bash at the gap. Try to make it larger.
Okay. Roll to hit.
While she's doing that, can I see if mold earth would do anything?
God damn, I forgot. Yeah.
Sure.
Like if there's like, I don't know. Unless it's pure ice, there's probably like a little bit of dirt and dust as it froze. So just like,
Uh,
I mean, if it's pure ice, nothing happens, but it's a cantrip, so.
it's not pure ice, but you'd be able to manipulate a little bit, not too much though.
I'm basically just trying to push it in the same direction as Ass like jabbing it, just to try and loosen it up
Yeah.
a bit better.
Yeah, I'd say you're able to do that. As Asa hits the ice wall with her rapier, and Adris molds the earth in tangent, the gap widens and becomes more of a fist-sized gap. And at this point, Jordan, you're also able to feel the breeze.
Oh, that's what you guys were talking about.
Can you see anything through it?
I don't know.
That's
Um,
roughly Panlin sized, I'd say.
I might be short, but I'm a bit
Fire.
heavy.
Sorry, I don't have a torch anymore, so I'm kind of just estimating.
I'm gonna take a fireball and just throw it through the
Straight
gap.
into the gap.
See if
Wait, why don't you have a torch
Uh,
anymore?
I dropped it.
Oh,
You're down to
it's-
5, by the way. I've been keeping track for you on this tally sheet.
okay. Thank you.
I
Layla's
have
just
a
gonna come
feeling.
up. Is there anything loose on Adris's clothing? Like just a piece of his clothing or something that Layla can touch?
Just make his whole
And then
shirt
cast
glow.
light on that. Yep, there's light on you now.
Yeah.
You can't drop it now. It's just there.
What's happening? This is
So
gonna
you can
ruin my stealth.
see.
Anyway.
We haven't been very stealthy so far.
Speak
No,
for
you're
yourself. I've
not.
been silent.
Can I see anything after I throw the fireball through the hole?
Throw the torch through or firebolt?
Either.
Firebolt would go out too quickly.
Damn it.
But yes, you are able to throw the torch through, and you see what?
Oh, you're down to 4 torches.
Oh, and you kind of see a
How are
ice
you guys-
pillar to the up towards the northeast from where you guys are, and you can see the reflection of water.
Oh my god.
Hang on.
Oh.
Oh my god. I'm gonna start bashing more.
Okay.
Try to make the hole larger.
And just kind of hold it near the hole and just like spin the whole crossbow.
Yep.
Just so the limbs, the red hot limbs, are kind of pressing up against the ice, try to just melt it a wee bit.
Yep.
Can I also help try to like knock at this ice?
Yeah.
Break it down.
After about 10 minutes, you guys have a hole big enough for you to fit in one by one.
Ooh, I will go first.
Okay.
Shimmy on
Time
in.
shimmy.
I'll go second.
Get
Yep.
stuck for a brief moment.
go
Has to be
after.
like, "Oh, hold on, wait, I'm caught on a rock. Hold on.
Oh, shit, my sword. Hold on.
Panel's gonna dump his big heavy backpack for a minute. Just so he can fit through a bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
I
Keep the
might
elbow on his back and then
stay
just-
on the other side
Like a
and
frog.
watch. If he's gonna leave stuff, I might watch the stuff.
Okay.
I mean, nothing's gonna steal it, but
How do you know?
Another bird can come and steal it."
I'd like to point out
Another
there
quote-unquote
wasn't
bird.
actually a bird.
Wait, there wasn't?
No. How have you not established this?
Wait, I thought there was a bird.
No.
What?
enough about birds.
Everyone except for Address has gone through.
Right.
And you
wonder what
notice
that could
water
be.
in front of you. There appears to be a as you get closer, you notice that it begins to become deeper as you walk closer.
Well, could this be the water he was talking about? I mean, it's bigger.
Interesting.
The question is it all
Does it?
right water, or is it only like enchanted at the far back or something.
Is there any way we can test? Ular, you were trying to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if it seems magical at all.
Roll Arcana
Oh, great.
I will.
Not my
and
skill.
just Ular.
Oh, just Ular.
Oh, I didn't mean to do it at advantage, but okay.
Can I help for this one or?
Nope.
Oh.
You want me to roll again or just take the
Uh,
12?
Just hit the 12.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like your normal spring water, but you don't know if it's magical or not.
Can I do a divine sense to see if this is like consecrated water?
Sure.
Cool. I'm gonna do that.
Are you ritual casting or using a spell slot?
It's neither. It's just like a
Oh, is it your
Thing.
divine sense?
divine sense. So
Yeah.
it's just like I sniff the
Right.
air kind of thing.
My divine senses are
your,
tingling.
your tongue like flicking in and out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jordan licking the water?
Snake.
I'm not even
You
near
gotta
the
taste the
water.
air.
No, snake. Does Jordan make that sound too?
Yeah, I need a
Yes.
sound for that.
It is not consecrated.
Oh. Sounded like there was a butt to it.
Nope, no buts.
Does the ice
Aw.
seem stable enough that we could go up and fill up a water skin with some?
Yep, definitely does.
I do that.
I already filled my water skin from the first one, so
I'll empty
Someone else is
whatever's
doing it.
left in mine and fill it up.
Okay. You now. Oh, as you reach your hand in, please make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good!
Oh.
We love that.
Oh no.
How you guys doing in there?
Oh.
The rest of the party watches as Uar sticks their hand into the water to put it in their water skin, and Uar snaps their hand back as you guys watch ice crystals begin to form on Uar's hand.
oh shit!
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Uar, please take 5 cold damage.
Oh, cool. Ow.
Oh.
It is
Oh
cool.
no. You?
Hardy har.
Well.
Derp.
Did I
And
manage to
my-
get any in my water skin?
You filled up about a quarter.
Cool. I'll take it.
In my tinker's tools, would it be fair to say I have a pair of tongs for transferring like hot metal and things?
Yeah, it would be fair to say that.
Cool. I'm gonna go back over the wall and stick my head through and address you there. In my bag, in the left-hand pocket, third one down, somewhere in there should be a pair of like smith tongs. Do you mind passing them to me?
Yeah, sorry, start over. Left hand side?
Left-hand side, third pocket down
Yeah.
from the top.
There are so many pockets here, apparently.
There is a lot of pockets
That's
in that
it's just an
bag.
insane number of pockets, actually. I don't under. Why do you have zippers and buttons?
More secure. Just pass me the tongs.
Well, sorry, I'm just trying to figure this out. Do you unbutton it to get to the zipper?
Just fucking bring it over.
I'm just kidding. I have the tongs. I'll pass it.
Okay, give it. Probably
Yes,
good
family, you
back
now have the tons.
Alright, pass me that water skin again.
I'm gonna keep going through Pamela's bag, but quietly.
Okay.
Some dangerous
Something
shit
ends up
in there.
blowing up.
We just hear a
Pass me your
quiet
water skin.
explosion. Here.
He's gonna hold the water skin and the tongs, stand over
Yep.
the water, and dip the water skin in the water to try and fill up.
Okay.
lift it up and then try and shake off any as much excess water as he can.
Yep.
Now, this is probably still very cold,
Yes.
so we're going to need some better way of transporting it. I don't know if my tongue will be best for the whole way back, because it is starting to slip a little.
I just pull out a blanket and be like, drop it in the blanket, and I'll just wrap it up.
Drops it in the blanket.
Make sure it's sealed shut.
You do.
Yes, make
Yeah,
sure
and then
that.
I'll like tie it up the four corners.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Right, well. Guess back we go then. We've got 2 kinds of water and 1 hurt us. Hang on, I'm just so curious. I'm gonna go and explore it. Yeah, I was gonna,
Yeah,
I
I
was gonna do
know. We 100% the dungeons here.
we want
don't
100%
care.
on that progress bar.
that.
We have to unlock all of the achievements?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, there wasn't anything up here. Just as I thought, but needed to see, you know?
No,
Yep.
good to check. Good to check.
Shimmy back out the other side.
Have you been going through my bag?
As they're approaching, I'm like haphazardly throwing everything into Em's bag.
I can't move to the other side.
No,
There
Yeah,
was
I'll
an
take care of it.
order!
I'm sorry.
There, everything was at a place and everything was in its place.
Yeah,
Oh, that's going to take ages to sort.
it's your fault. There's so many things.
What do you mean it's my fault? It's my bag!
Yeah, I fail to see how I'm in the wrong here.
Chris
Just
tries to
don't touch it.
gaslighting.
I'll fix it later.
Ellen, I'm just curious.
You can ask!
What if you said no?
When have I ever said no to
You know, he-
sharing knowledge?
Oh, that's actually really good. Okay, yeah, no, I'm thinking now.
Fine.
Let's just get out of here.
Are we gonna try to grab one of those blue beetles too?
We
On
can
the way?
still
I
try.
suppose we can still try that.
Yeah, does anyone else have an empty water skin?
No,
I can empty mine.
You could become a beetle skin.
Sure.
As you round
Oh.
the corner,
Well,
you see a bunch of beetles walking towards you.
huh.
That's
of
very
which,
convenient.
They seem agitated.
Oh dear.
Please roll initiative.
Oh great.
Oh, they don't want us touching their
Ah.
water.
I think they're. Oh, we gotta put our things up there, huh?
Yeah.
Hi, Ular.
Every goddamn time.
There we go.
Like that. So bad. Do that. Well,
Well,
What are these rolls?
yes, we're doing great.
Deck 9.
Oh my god.
Doing amazing.
Doing great, y'all.
you said rhino beetles. I don't actually have a good perspective. Not my character. I personally don't know how big a rhino beetle is.
They're like- 2 inches at most, maybe.
Yeah.
Are we going to fight these 2-inch tall beetles?
I mean, we don't know what they do.
They're beetles. Unless these are the beetles that freeze people.
Rhino beetles can grow up to 6 inches.
Damn, that's a lot bigger than I thought they could get.
Yep. Yeah, they're big, about your hand size.
Oh, they're not gonna fit in this water skin then.
Okay, first up is this guy. Gonna walk forward. His icon is too big. Oh well.
Chunky ass beetle.
Yeah. I want to get all the details of it out there for the public so they see and know what it looks like. Moment. Right. It rolled a 5 to hit Jordan.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
yay!
it's a beetle.
Wow,
Yeah.
11, 11, 10, 10, 9.
This is true.
Assus, Nets, and then Jordan.
Okay. You things are so freaking small.
Yep.
Ha 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 ha. How do I do this? I'm gonna take out my Vapor. No, actually, no. Scratch that. I'm gonna just take out my daggers and
Okay.
prepare for a potential attack and dodge.
So you wanted to take the dodge action?
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan, then Layla. And then Uar.
Just a confirmation. Are we trying to capture these things, or are we just
I
smashing
don't know why
them?
we're fighting them, frankly.
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em.
Can somebody just step on them?
You're
Am I
welcome to
stepping
try.
on them, or? Okay, I'm just gonna smash it.
Unarmed step.
No. Just gonna. I don't want to actually touch them. I'm scared to touch them, so I'm just gonna whack at it. That's the wrong person. But Jordan rolled that.
Layla
Okay.
appears
Wrong
with a
person.
longsword.
Oh god, Jesus, Layla.
21 will hit.
Yay. Smash the beetle.
Yeah. As you slash cleanly through this palm-sized beetle, please make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, that's no good. Well,
Damn,
lovely.
those con saves.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, that's not enough. Take
you
8
don't
cold
say.
damage.
8?
8.
Okay. Okay.
And you are incapacitated for your next turn.
Oh fuck.
Shit.
Shit.
Well,
What do we
Well,
see?
we just
Or
not
sorry,
address.
not incapacitated. You cannot move.
okay, so I'm like restrained.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that wasn't good. Okay.
Wait, let's go.
Layla's go. Well, lovely. This doesn't seem amazing. So Layla, I think, is gonna try to just firebolt this one.
Which one?
Yes, one. The
Okay.
closest, other than.
Yep.
Well,
10 will not hit.
lovely.
Uar.
Cool. I will pull out my crossbow and shoot the one closest one.
Okay.
That's the only one I can see.
Yep.
Oh, balls.
8 will not hit.
Oh shit.
And I'll move up next to
oh,
Atris.
Okay.
I'm just gonna move the party
Tanglin,
different
here you go.
ways.
Oh, here, let me give you sight.
with here, and then same as always, firebolts from the crossbow. 22. Been rolling really well on these hit rolls. Hey, 7.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you hit it.
7 points of fire damage.
It dies, and you see it burst into a cloud of cold around it.
Aha.
This one more violently than the one that Jordan slashed.
Ah, good thing we did that from range then.
Okay,
a
this
lot
guy
of
is
these
going
requests.
to move. It's 30 feet. And do nothing because it can't go farther. Address, here you go.
Love that. I'm going to do what I always do, but to a beetle. I'm gonna
Okay.
walk. If I go angle straight, that's 15 feet.
Yep.
Limiter again, baby. Straight on the beetle. See if anything happens to it.
Okay. Which one?
The closer one.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the usual. I mean, I don't know if it makes any difference, but the rips that I create will probably be a lot bigger relative to the beetle itself. That's more me musing. 8 to hit.
8 will not
Oh
hit.
my god.
I missed the beetle.
Yep.
Sorry, let me be
Everyone's
clear.
missing the
I
beetle.
missed. It's fine. That is my turn.
Combat is going great today.
Oh no.
Lovely.
He's going to crawl his 30 feet towards Address.
Oh no.
Does a 9 hit?
I don't think so.
I
Okay.
hope not.
I was about to be like, please tell me that doesn't hit.
Closer than you'd think.
Please tell me you at
Um,
least have a 10.
Alright.
I'm
And
just
this guy's
realizing
gonna
the
move.
position I've put myself in.
And then Asa, here you go.
Alright. Let's see. How far? How do
Close
we...
enough to hit with crossbow, not close enough to get in melee without slipping.
What about a bow?
Or, yeah, close enough to hit with range.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna pull out a short bow and hit the closest one.
Closest one. Okay. 22 will definitely hit.
7 piercing.
Okay. Once again, the beetle explodes into an area of cold. And Address, you get
Am I
hit.
in that area of cold? Yeah.
You are in
Yep.
that area of cold.
It's ready for Address to go down again.
Yep, Address goes back down.
How much damage?
I rolled Matt's damage at 8.
Oh, down you go.
Bonk.
As the cold hits you, suddenly you're back on the farm. You have a beetle cupped in your hands. You were gonna show it to your father, but you had just crushed it with your hands. You feel the cold spreading quickly to your arms, chest, getting a little bit of a brain freeze. And as you stumble back, the world goes black.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm down.
Jordan.
I still can't move, right? Or can I move now?
Correct. You cannot move.
Guys, I would really recommend not letting it get near you. And then I'm just surviving, I guess, because I can't do anything.
Okay. Layla's go then.
Okay. Layla's gonna move slightly to the side, so not hitting Asa in the back of the noggin, and we'll
Mhm.
do a firebolt again at this one, I guess.
Okay. Oh, my apologies. I should have meant. Nope, they're immune to cold. Never mind.
Oh.
Nope.
Huh?
I thought there was
Okay.
gonna be a chain effect, but they're immune to cold. I forgot to put that in.
Ah, okay. Then. That's better.
The 16 will hit.
Yay! 3 fire damage.
Let's go.
It does explode in a area of cold. And like Penguin's shot, this one is a bit more violent than the one that Asa and Jordan killed.
Nice.
Surely it doesn't reach me though, right?
Hopefully.
Surely.
Hopefully.
No.
Oh my god.
Thank God. I was like, please tell me it does not.
Next up is Ular.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot at that last one I can see.
Okay.
Oh, thank
Roll
God.
to hit. Oh, yep.
Pew pew.
It disappears into another cloud of cold.
Amazing. And I will once again move up right next to Actress. Because this idiot keeps running to the front of the pack.
I'm an offensive wizard.
Combat has ended, by the way.
Oh, good. Can I stabilize this? Our wizard.
Yep.
Okay. Can I move now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna just shake out my limbs. Well, I think we know what it might have exploded and gotten them now.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Yeah. This is.
Had a similar reaction to when I tried to touch them back in the tavern.
Do we even know if the water that we got will actually help?
Well,
I mean, we have 2 waters now. We have the one from the fountain and the one from the other one, so hopefully one of them worked.
we only found 2 waters in this cave, and we still don't know what's going on with the whole missing people, but we've got something. It's a start.
Yeah.
Guess we have to figure it
Yep.
out. Let's continue our way out.
Yes, I would.
I'm still
very
lying
much-
on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Get your ass up.
Does anyone have any healing left?
I'm unfortunately
I'm out.
spent.
And Layla's also out.
Oh.
Stabilizing doesn't get them back up to 1, right? It just stops them from taking death saves.
Correct.
God
Yes, that is correct.
damn it.
If you'd like to do so, please make a medicine check.
Okay.
Layla can help you with that. With the medicine check.
Good. Should I roll it again?
Oh.
Or does Layla want to roll wonders?
Layla can try to roll it.
Not proficient medicine.
There.
That's better.
you go.
Yes. Address is now stable.
Cool.
Hey, cool. Lovely. Well,
Still unconscious, right?
I
Yep.
thought
God damn it. I will pour 1 use of my greater healing potion down his throat.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Have 44. Oh my god, was it really exactly
my
8?
Oh my god, it's perfect.
Plus whatever the extra is. I think it's plus 4, but
Yep. It's +4.
Well, it's a good thing he only has 8 max set points anyway.
Yeah, I've been so healthy and so not so many times today.
yes, maybe stop charging to the front of the pack.
That's where the bad guys are.
And you are very easy to hit.
They're beetles.
Edris, you do have
Exploding.
a 1 level of exhaustion.
Yeah, I log that.
Okay. I do have to say now, getting out of this cave, top priority at the moment. I am not doing well at all. That really hurt.
Let's get the hell out of here.
You guys lead the way.
Get that stick out and tapping.
Tap, 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 tap. Every now and then, Jordan has to shake out his hand because his fingers feel really stiff. Tap, tap.
Oh yeah, guys, what happened with the water?
Oh, water. What?
It hurt. We found some at the back of that cave, and it hurt. So, probably the water we need. We'll find out.
But what did it do?
Tried to freeze.
It nearly froze my hand
Yeah.
off.
Okay, so the number one question is, how does that help?
Maybe it's like a fight fire with fire kind of thing. Like if you freeze them, then unfreeze with freezing.
Right, but they're not frozen; they're gone.
Well, let's get the water back to Merrick and see what he thinks. Since he seems
Merrick
to be the one.
is.
He gave us answers. He has some sort of information. Whether he's senile or whatever, he can at least give us something, hopefully.
Something is better than nothing.
Yep, you guys are able to exit the cave peacefully.
Yay.
Yay!
We did it. We all made it out.
We did it! Yay!
Oh, sorry, Layla.
They made it out.
Oh, you.
So he just didn't have that much of a presence in my life. I just keep forgetting.
Please, let's just
If he
go
didn't have that much of
home.
a presence, then why do you still keep bringing him up?
It's
Well,
true.
not
You seem pretty
intentionally.
devastated.
You do seem to be caring a lot about this.
Like, I just keep accidentally mentioning that we're all here.
What time of day is
Back to
it
town.
as we come out?
Afternoon, maybe?
Early evening, late afternoon, something like that.
So we'd have time to get back to Bjorthrope.
Oh yeah, plenty of time. By the time you get back, it's probably the sun has definitely gone down.
Wait.
If you could see see the sun thanks to the blizzard.
Wait. Before we enter, guys, I am fearful. If this spell that, whatever it was that chained me to Bjorthrope is to reactivate, I don't know if I can fight it again.
Well, I mean, last time you just had to hold the chains and then we just chopped, right?
Yeah, but the man who did most of the chopping is
Look,
I can also
Indisposed?
chop.
you may be gone, but there's still some of us who are strong.
Yes, I wasn't the only one that could cut them. Remember, we all could. It was just we couldn't touch them until you were able to.
fighting that curse or whatever it was. It almost killed me. I don't know if I can risk re-entering.
Maybe step a foot in, see what happens, and if anything really bad happens, we'll try to pull you out before it fully reattaches.
I suppose. I'll step a foot in.
Everything appears normal.
I'll step a second foot in.
Everything still appears normal.
See, you're okay. Everything's okay.
Wait. I'll step another foot in.
But how do you have
Are we
three?
walking the entire way back, just you slowly stepping forward each time?
Everything
gonna-
still appears normal.
Okay, you know what? Forget
Okay, I'll give it
He-
up and walk normally,
Just walk.
although very
God
tiredly.
Fucking damn.
Yeah. Nothing
inn.
appears to be reattaching to you.
Okay, well, at least that's
So-
the one piece of good news I have today. We should find Merrick, of course, and Kool-Aid as well.
Let's get to the
Yeah,
end,
Juju.
shall we?
To the end.
Yes, I suppose.
Yep.
And it wouldn't appear that
Uh,
350 people have re-entered the town.
Nope.
Okay,
We're not
just
waiting
checking.
in a huge crowd to
Surprise!
welcome
No.
Address back. Surprise! We went to go get your birthday cake all together.
Mhm.
That's
you
crazy.
re-enter the inn, and everything is gone. Or not, sorry. Everything is not gone. It appears like no one has been there for about 24 hours.
Ah,
Well,
Does Quilith live elsewhere, Address?
No, she takes residence here. Did I think the storm came back. The fog.
Forgive me, remember she was a little shaken up from the event of learning that everybody's gone.
Do we see anything around to indicate if she left a note or anything like that? She left in a hurry?
Yes. There is a note on the table in front of you where your characters are gathered around.
say.
Dear Address and Co., me and Merrick decided to travel to Rogate to appeal to Jarl Augustus and to see if any of his mages can help us with the storm situation. We did not feel safe staying in the village by ourselves. Hope you return safe.
Well, it seems they're at least safe.
If they don't die in that blizzard.
I would be.
Unfortunately, the open road presents its own perils.
I don't believe it. I'll be the first one to say it. I don't believe Merrick could survive the journey in the middle of a blizzard. Is this even? Do I know her handwriting? Is this even it?
Not sure.
Yes, you know her handwriting, both you and Asa. And this does match her handwriting.
Yeah,
She
well,
she left. She left, and she took Merrick with.
look. I understand you want to focus on American. He was nice here, but like we have other things to deal with at the moment.
Do we? What exactly are we supposed to do now? We don't know what to do with this water.
we were-
Should we try dropping a little drop on
Where?
Frozen's?
What do we?
There's
even
no
do?
one here.
I think.
There were two people left, and they didn't trust me enough to keep them safe. That is what is happening right now. So no, I don't know what to do. But it's not drinking the water. It's not dropping it anywhere. It's realizing that that's it.
Ah, so basically this was all for nothing.
Everyone,
Now there's
calm
nothing
down.
left.
We're all getting heated, okay? We're all shouting at each other. It's not going to solve anything. Leave the water here. Wrap it up. Keep it safe. We go onto the road and we go to Rogate and we find Merrick and Quilith.
No, we're taking the
Hopefully.
water with us. I did not just go through that entire cave for nothing.
What's the point of taking it with us?
If we're going all the way to Rogate, we can perhaps have it inspected by mages there if we make it that far.
That is true.
And if we leave it here, that's the chance someone comes by and takes it.
Exactly.
If I look inside the blanket I'm not touching it, but does the
Yep.
outside of it, because we had to dip it into the water, does it look like icy? Or does it?
Yes. It was icy.
Okay, so it's got to remain in the blanket.
I
I
don't know. Just
I can't. I'm 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 leaving.
say
You're
I'm
leaving?
going to go to sleep.
I'm not.
This is. I need rest first.
Yes, I'm quite in agreement, and I do believe this will be the end of my tenure with this group. So thank you, but I will be returning to my home now. And I am going to storm out the door and go to the tavern.
Okay.
Well, I think we all
Right.
deserve some rest. At the very least.
Maybe we can always go back tomorrow and discuss more with level heads.
Yes.
I say we do that.
tomorrow. We'll all be a bit more agreeable, hopefully. I think we're all a bit stressed at the minute. Gonna head
All right.
toward the tavern.
As you all depart your separate ways to your sleeping quarters, whether that's in the tavern, the inn, or Asa, your own house, that is where we are going to end tonight's session. Everyone gets 125 experience points.
Nice.
Oh, now I have to do math.
Yep.
Believe
Which-
we're at 365.
I believe should be enough for everyone to level
70
up.
for me.
Yeah.
370.
Yeah.
What is
Except
that from
for-
the bone guy or the beetles or helping fight the assassin, or all three?
All of
And
it.
just general.
All of the
Okay.
above.
Everything we've done this session, basically.
So congrats on playing 4 sessions at level 1. Most people can't take that.
Woo.
Time to burn the town down.
Ooh, level 2. That's what I've been
Level
waiting for. That's what it's
Let's
all
go,
about.
baby.
We're doing
I
head
didn't think
diving.
would last this long.
You almost haven't.
True. I've been trying my hardest.
I think that's in my head. They said D4. It's not. It's
But
D8.
yeah, thank you for watching us play our 4th episode of the Shattered Realms campaign. YouTube should be up within 48 hours. Have a good night, America.